Hello, Philadelphia! I'm Bruce Buffer. It's time for the Anthony Gargano Show!
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Wednesday to all across the Delaware Valley. This is the Anthony Gargano Show presented by TrueMark Financial Credit Union. TrueMark.com/PHLY for the credit union difference. Well, thanks. Hope everybody had a great Easter. Last couple days, if I told you that the last couple days didn't exist, my whole weekend, I was in bed, and it was like one of those, you get knocked out and you just lose time. I wake up, I'm like, huh? I come in, and thanks to VG, Andrew, Devon, and Jamie for holding everything down while I was in bed watching hockey. Because if I told you watching the Phillies is painful, it's painful. It really is. Fit that CEO, you're right. He said, and then there's the one team that really cares. The Eagles. Go Birds. Yeah, last night, here it is, another chance, right? You got the Mets. You got Sanchez. Now we got to worry about Sanchez because he leaves after 2 innings with forearm stiffness. There's some concern about Tommy John and what happens when you have the forearm stiffness. They think he should be fine, but we'll wait and see. I guess you have to have an MRI. Meanwhile, the offense, man, that's what I mean. They're so tough to watch right now. When this, you need the warm weather to come because this offense in the cold is brutal. Can't get a big hit with runners in scoring position. Frustrating. Very frustrating. And here they are last night again. Griffin Canning is on the mound. He's a gas can. Came from the Angels. You got to be able to knock him out. You score 1 run on a Rojas single, by the way. No big blow. It's a shame because Bryce has been hitting the ball hard. But no big blow again. Last night you go down 5 and you go down 5-1. The Mets, 17-7, tied for the best record in Major League Baseball. Now up 4 games on the Phillies. So we'll dive into that today, but it's draft time. Cannot wait. Pat McLoone will join us to go over the draft. Andre Odom, super agent, CAA. Athletes First. Our new Andre's there, which we love. So we're going to talk to Dre about that. Lots to get to. Good morning, VG.
What's up, dude? Happy draft eve. Sound the alarm. The Phillies stink. That's what it feels like.
Happy draft eve is right.
Oh, man. Dude. This is a lifeless
football.
squad right now.
They
look miserable.
They look dead.
They're dead. And all I can think of, these players.
What happened to their fun?
They got rid of the vibes guy. Get him back. You got to get rid of Marshy, and we need Stubbsy in the locker room. I'm about to curse. Jeez, I'm so angry. They got to get Stubbs back, dude. The vibes are off. You got to tell me the vibes ain't off. They look dead.
They do look dead, but you're going to tell me Stubbs?
I don't know. Maybe
Stubbs.
Break the glass. Pull out little Stubbs.
I think he is. I think you are right. I do think
They're
they're missing
fun.
a vibe.
Bring back the water. Bring it all back. Let's have some fun.
I think they're missing it. I think they're too business. They're too business, and they need to have some fun.
They're all
okay, but you're telling me that you needed Stubbs?
Yes.
No.
I am telling
I'm not
you,
saying Stubbs.
I need him just DJing. Just put him in the locker room. I don't care if he plays. Just DJ. Pay him the minor league salary and have him DJ and hang out and crack jokes and throw water around. He's like a mascot. Just get him up here.
Put him in a fanatic suit.
Yeah, get him up, dude. Like the runners in scoring position, they're just pressing too hard. They're all trying too hard, man.
Yeah.
There's a highlight. Stott looks good at the leadoff. Boom's hitting the ball now consistently. He's getting some block. Balls are bouncing off gloves. Luck's turn. But man, oh man, dude.
No, And the other thing, too, is you see how much they need a right-handed bat.
Yeah.
Like, they need a right-handed bat bad.
Here's what really worries me. Like, I think, I mean, I've been saying, I think Middleton screwed up this whole offseason by being cheap. But I think.
I don't know how you call a guy spending.
No, I get it, but he's not
second highest.
But he's not spending what the Dodgers. Well, he's got to make up for mistakes he's made, and he's got to keep pace with the Dodgers and the Mets, who's got a guy who's worth like $400 billion who's spending out the wazoo. So he's got to keep pace with that. But they see these players aren't dumb. They brought in bargain basement people to try and fill some holes. They see what Hoffman's doing. They see what Estevez is doing around the league. You know, and they're just like, man, we got the same.
Well, the good thing is Estevez blew a save last time.
Did he blow?
Yeah.
And Romano got one clean inning. Not even a clean. He walked.
No, he's bad. Listen, I hear you.
There's something going on.
The other issue is, but I agree with you guys when it comes to the fun piece. They look miserable.
Miserable. Everyone from top or down, everyone just looks miserable.
And you can't play baseball in like miserable.
No, we need a hot foot.
Like you need to have fun with it. It's too long.
Yeah.
And there's too much time that's arduous, right?
Yeah.
Like it's monotonous. you gotta enjoy yourself a little bit. Like most teams that win, there's a degree of fun.
Yeah. They're laughing. They're smiling. Somebody is.
Listen, winning is fun. But beyond that, you get my
they
point.
Can't be horse playing the way they're playing right now. But you need someone's got to have a light mood at some point or something.
You got to do something. You got. They just look miserable.
They look like they feel like other teams got better, and they're not better.
They look like Johnny Marks at the end of the day.
He moves way faster trying to get to the bathroom than they move.
They're not even playing music in the clubhouse.
No?
Like, there's not even that sense of fun,
Well,
you know?
Cooney was here. He was down there the one day. He just said he did not hear music in the locker room. Yeah.
Like, that's a telling sign.
Yeah, well, listen, they need to lighten it up. They got to lighten up. Now, today you got Wheeler on the mound. You know, you can't get swept.
No. I mean, Wheeler could pitch a gem, give up 2 runs.
Well, we saw that.
Yeah.
We saw that play out in the playoffs.
Well, we saw it with Nola. I mean, six innings, 2 runs. They threw him out in the 7th because the bullpen stinks.
Right.
He shouldn't have been out there.
No.
That 2 runs he gave up wasn't enough.
No, I thought that their pitching would be enough to carry him through this stretch.
No,
But
I mean, you're getting 1 run a night. You're toast.
yeah, I mean, that's surprising to me. That,
Yeah.
right? Like that you're getting that level of non-production.
I mean, I got to fast track Otto. Otto down in Lehigh Valley. You see what they did to him last night? Because he's been mashing the ball. 5 at-bats. They hit him 4 times. Yeah, he got hit by pitch, double, hit by pitch, hit by pitch.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah, so he's the utility infielder. He's just like his 4th game in left field right now. He's got 6 home runs down there. He's batting like 290. I don't know. You got to bring some life up.
You got to try some. At this point, you got to try.
At this point, like to bring him up. Well, I guess today is
you.
Weston Wilson comes up.
Yeah.
And Cody Kellums probably goes down.
But is Weston Wilson the answer?
No.
I mean,
I hope not.
Are we really thinking
if that's the answer, we have
Are we
major
really
problems.
thinking that's the answer?
Oh.
Here's my biggest concern. That if this thing goes south, and I still can't believe this thing's going to go south. Like, they may frustrate us all summer.
Yeah.
But if it's not fun,
Right.
what do we got?
Pickleball.
What do we got?
Pickleball.
Oh, it's going to be a
What do
tough
we
summer.
got? We got until pickleball.
Yeah. There's got probably some tournaments around town we can get to cover.
Oh, man.
Don't mention pickleball after that encounter we had.
What encounter?
When we did Super Bowl encounter. You remember
No.
Primo's?
No.
Yes.
I don't have good memory. Remember, I'm only
Okay.
on 2 weeks at Ginkgo Biloba.
This guy with his memory, my God.
It wasn't that long ago.
You remember?
I remember. I wasn't even there.
You don't remember.
We did the show
Yeah,
at
I do.
Primo's.
I remember this.
All right?
There was a comic
So
book
we-
guy who had a comic book who became a movie.
No, not him.
But it's that day, right?
That day. We then go to a bar to get a beer.
What was his name? Some old Celtics player. He played for like 2
Yes.
years with the Celtics.
So this is the greatest, right? So we're sitting there. We all go, let's get a beer. You know, it's after We're pumped up for the Super Bowl. Super Bowl's next day. This was the Super Bowl Saturday. So we go to get a beer. Did you go, Andrew, or did you go home?
I went home, but you guys told me the story afterwards.
Right.
Yeah,
So
now
we're there.
I got you.
My buddy Tooch. So it's me, Tooch, and VG. Nice.
Yeah.
Have a beer. So there was a dude at the bar. He was a pickleball guy.
Oh, he said people come to watch him because he does trick shots.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know what's going on, right? Anyway, so Massimo had, what did he have? Some basketball. I had to pick him up. Whatever. We're drinking a beer.
Oh, yeah, you left for a second.
We were hanging out. Whatever. The guy said he played for the Celtics.
He did. I checked it. I mean, he had a cup of coffee with the Celtics.
Right? Whatever.
Played in Europe. Nice. Played in Europe for like 5 years.
Yeah, it was like, all right, whatever.
Coached in the NBA.
So this is what's great. So I said, listen, fellas, I got to go pick up Massimo was at his friend's house. I had to pick up Massimo, and then I was going to drop him off and then come back.
Yes.
So, all right. They're like, yeah, do what you got to do. We'll be here. So I'm pulling back into I do what I got to do. I come back. I'm pulling into the lot. I see VG.
Yeah.
He's in the car. We stop, roll the window down. Yo, what are you doing? I had to get out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I left Tooch behind.
You're like, I got to go. I go, what do you mean you got to go?
No, yeah, I couldn't deal with that guy no more. He's super weird. Creeping me out and stuff.
The guy, he was freaked out by the guy.
Guy's just talking about this.
Right?
How he's
I feel like that takes a lot.
Drawing fans for his pickleball trick shots.
Yeah. Like, it was nuts, right? Because it made VT, like, I don't think I've ever seen him leave.
Yeah, he took a couple shots at Italianos, too. A couple of derogatory shots at Paisanos.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he's anti-Italian. I heard that too. Yeah. So he was a bigot. So he was saying, whatever. I've never seen VG leave, right?
Never leave a bar.
Never leave a bar. Like, he's never the first guy. Anyway, I go, dude, I had to go. All right, I'll see you. I walk in, I see Tooch. So now I'm sitting with Tooch, right? Now this dude, the guy had said to me, hey, I want to tell you you're in the media. I want to tell you about pickleball. And I'm like, I get 10 minutes by myself, right? Like, my whole day is consumed by my children, right? I never get time to myself. I'm here. I'm with Tooch and VG. I just want to have a beer. Like, I only got like 45 minutes. All due respect. And I said, I appreciate it. We don't do pickleball on PHLY. We cover the pro teams and the college sport. We do the big sports.
Yeah.
That's what we do. And I was nice.
Yeah,
I wasn't, you know me, I'm never rude, right? Like, I'll talk to anybody. I like people. So, anyway, I'm sitting with Tooch. The guy says to me, by the way, you were rude. You didn't give me you said, I'll buy you a beer. I go, no, I'm good, buddy. I drink one beer. Like, I'm good. Because I didn't want to talk to him about it, he got offended. Like I didn't know I'm here I owe you time, right? So the guy gets offended. So I don't even know what's going on. Tooch loses it. You motherfucker. I will knock you out. He goes in. It went from 0 to 50 in 3 seconds.
Yeah, the guy's a wagadoodle.
Tooch was about to just rip his head off. He's like this. He's looking to punch him. Right? And I didn't even know what's going on other than, like, I'm like, what am I in the Twilight Zone? This guy says to me, you were rude. And next thing you know, and then the manager comes over and the guy starts filming. Like,
oh, man.
Like, what? Like, what is going on? And that's all I know about pickleball is that kookalook that acted the fool that day.
So at least we know.
And then you said, yeah, dude, this guy was out of his mind.
At least we know.
He has bad vibes to that guy.
Yeah, but if we want to cover it, we got a connection. We can find him. I know where he drinks. We're good. So if we get slow and want to do some pickleball, I got a guy. I got a guy.
Yeah, we're not doing pickleball. That's for sure.
Nah, Phil's gonna, like, John Kruk is talking. I know he's a company guy, but he talks sense. He's like, because Barkhan's got you jumping through the roof, jumping out the windows on the post game. And he's like, what do you think, Crocker? And Crocker's like, oh, yeah, like, it's over. I mean, there's only 130 games left. They're 4 games behind. Like, they got no chance, sarcastically, of course. But, yeah, I mean, it's early, but it looks bad.
It's not fun. Like, they're going to need a fun summer. Like, we need NBA dark, NHL dark.
Yeah.
Like, we know what we're going to be doing is count down the training camp.
Right.
And it's just going to be football. Yeah. Like, I can see it. I've lived this. I've lived this before where we just are Eagles 24/7. Like, we'll be doing Eagle. I got news for you. Get ready for a football May.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
Those green suits and the May processions all around town. I mean, yeah, they're coming off with the greatest Super Bowl team in the last 25 years, of course. But the Phils they're gonna start hitting okay. They have to.
But they not just hitting. They need to.
Rangers coming. He's kind of fun, I think, in the clubhouse.
You got to get some spirit. Got to get some life.
You need some what? Vibes. You mocked him. How dare you mock him? This is what you've asked for. You mocked Stubbs. This is what we get. He's on TikTok now, making
Stubbs.
TikToks about minor league travels and stuff. He's fun.
TikToks.
Yeah, that's what they need. They need a little lightheartedness down there.
Yeah.
In case of misery,
They need
call
Zen
Stubbs.
is what they need.
They need what?
They need Zen. They need some peace.
Zens are pretty stoic people.
They're too in their head.
I sat next to a Zen Buddhist for 12 hours on a flight to Japan, and they don't need that. They just sit there all quiet, man.
Yeah, but
They do
baseball's
not
about
need
clear
Zen.
mind. It's about clear mind. It's not about overthinking. It's about going up there and being fluid.
They got to relax.
You got to have some fun. I mean, I hear you. I hear you on a clear head, but you also need to have some fun with it.
Yeah.
Because it's monotonous. Baseball's monotonous. Yeah, we got a lot of Eagle stuff planned.
Oh, man.
All right.
Yeah, sure.
I was doodling, and I'm going, all right, what are we going to do after the draft? More football.
Yeah.
All right.
OTAs.
I can't wait for tomorrow. I will set in, and I'll have my phone here because I like to play.
Are you at home for it?
Yeah, I'll be in my lair.
Mm-hmm.
All notebooks.
No food?
Texting people. No, I don't know. I don't think so.
It's a lot of downtime between picks. Plenty of time for pickies.
No,
and
but
eating.
I like to text my people.
Okay.
Because I like it feels like you're a part. Like you accrue all these people that are involved in it.
Yeah.
It's like living vicariously through them. Since I'm a fake.
Are they
football,
busy?
I'm a fake football
They answer
guy.
you? Or they're not busy? Yeah.
No. You get real answers.
All right.
I'm a fake football guy. It feels like for a split in my own warped mind, I'm like, look, I'm a real football guy.
So will you do you watch you're not on Twitter then?
No.
Do you want to see the picks before they're announced?
No.
Okay.
No.
But if you get a text saying the pick, you'll be happy, but you don't want.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I liked it. But I'm looking at, hey, what do you think of this? What do you think? I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, just have a conversation about it.
So you've always said like the Eagles don't talk. There's a lot. I mean, everyone's got them with Walter Nolan.
Dude, okay, so I who's the first one who brought Walter Nolan?
I know. Everyone's got it now, but can everyone know this?
Okay, here's the problem with Walter Nolan. He's going to go well before.
Well, everyone's saying he'll trade up into the low 20s to get him.
He's going to go in the teens.
Oh, yeah? All right.
He's got a lot of heat on him.
Okay.
And Green, the same thing. In fact, I was talking to my man Reggie, who's Mike Green's agent, and, we'll see, because it looks like he's going to go early too.
Yeah.
But those are the two guys that had some, there had some issues around them,
mm-hmm.
but I told you that they were greenlit.
What was Nolan's? Like a recruiting thing or something?
Yeah, a couple things. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But, I mean, apparently he's on their board. So if those guys are out,
yeah,
I wonder, do you go two positions, tight end or safety?
I mean, I prefer safety. It depends on who's there. If Starks is there or he's gettable, I mean, he seems like he'll be here for 8 years as a starting safety.
But the tight ends is a deal
Can't
too.
you get them in second? This is tight end. From what I've gathered, there's a lot of tight ends. And when I say a lot, 3 or 4 that you'd be happy with.
No,
There's
2 I'd be happy with.
All right.
Well, 3, but you're not getting Loveland, right? Like, so he's the best one.
Okay.
He's the Michigan tight end.
Yep.
He's going first.
Warren?
Well, I mean, Warren's going first.
Right.
Then the kid from Michigan.
Yes.
I don't even put Warren in it because he's going to go top
10 maybe.
Top 10.
Yeah.
Oh, easy. Then you got the Michigan kid.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got Mason Taylor.
That's your
from
guy.
LSU. I love Mason Taylor,
Mhm.
but he's going to go before the Eagles.
You think?
Yes.
Yeah.
Then you got Arroyo.
Okay.
And that's the other guy from Miami.
So are you out on the Bowling Green kid? Yes.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
I counted him.
Fanning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So I would prefer Mason Taylor or Arroyo.
Are they a tight end first round franchise? Like same as are they a safety first round franchise? They don't feel like
Well,
either
that's
one.
why I brought it up. If you have 2 positions,
Yeah, I feel like
normally they don't go after.
yeah. I don't know.
But
Feels like
if
trenches.
you've exhausted trenches,
Well, you're
if
saying
the value's not there in the trenches, now you got the kid.
are you looking on
We're gonna
you
talk to Andre
O-line
Odom.
too? Like there were no O-line guys that they would
No.
want there?
And we're going to talk to Andre Odom coming up. And Andre's got the kid from Boston College who is interesting because he could be in play for the Eagles.
What's he play?
He plays an end from
Okay.
Boston College. So he's a possibility for the Eagles. Lots to get to, all right? Pat McLoone's going to join us. We'll go from the editor's desk. Andre Odom, Mike Sielski, the Brain. How are you guys doing, you and the Brain?
Yeah, we both stink. Baseball is the hardest. I don't know why. Well, here's why.
We may have to kill this.
Because when there's a bad team, even a bad team wins like 50 games, 55, 60 games. In football, bad teams win like 2 games. It's tough. I mean, we might figure it out, but it's difficult.
We may have to kill it.
I
I mean, the trash man's good when he gets the premonition.
You guys stink.
When he gets the premonition.
Sounds like
The only service you're providing is to go against your picks.
Yeah, I think that's good right now. I think that's wise.
what not to pick.
I don't
Yeah.
know what I did last night. I got to go look. I tell you what I did do last night, and I'll say it to anybody out there. Even if you don't like hockey, you got to tune in to the Vegas opening.
Okay, wait.
Yo,
Can I
that
just tell you
is
right off the bat?
ridiculous.
So I've done nothing but watch hockey
Yeah.
since Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
It's way. I'm a huge basketball fan, right? You know that.
Mhm.
I like both of them. I will click back for the NBA playoffs first round stinks. It
Yeah.
stinks.
I tried to watch it last night.
The
was like,
Lakers, the hockey is way better. And I was trying to go Lakers, Wolves.
Yeah, I tried to get into that. I couldn't do it. The other night, I'm partial to Edmonton on
And
the West.
next round, I want to see OKC. OKC's fun.
Yeah.
The Clippers, Denver. I can't believe I'm actually rooting Harden.
I can't believe it either. Oh, you're rooting Simmons.
Yeah, I was rooting for the Clippers.
Yeah. And
I like Jokic.
fever? Do you have a
Like, I
fever
don't
when that
mind-
was happening?
What's that?
Do you have a fever when that was happening?
I don't know, man. I think there's a new virus out.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you. This thing's no joke. No joke.
Dude, you're down for like 6 days.
Really started last
Like
What,
Thursday
Wednesday?
morning, you were
Thursday,
terrible. I
really?
don't know if you,
You were
felt bad
sick
Wednesday
Thursday.
night or not,
yeah,
but Thursday.
Wednesday. Yeah, I was bad Wednesday. But by Saturday, I worked Thursday, Friday. We did the draft show
Yeah.
Thursday night, Franny and I.
Mm.
Then Saturday morning, I did my Fox show,
Oh,
and then
man.
I was doing death. I was done.
Yeah, dude, your body's exhausted.
They had Easter over my mother-in-law's house, and I was in bed.
You do like the sweatpants or
Yeah,
the sweats? My bad. The sweats
I was in sweats.
all weekend or
All
for
weekend.
5 days.
I-
Yeah,
What
yeah.
else would he wear? Jeans?
Shorts?
Like,
Nah,
Hang out some shorts? I don't know.
Sweats.
yeah, of course he's gonna wear sweats.
Yeah, you're sick. You wear sweats.
Yeah,
You don't wear
man.
shorts?
I always was. No, I wear shorts. We're sweats.
You gotta get the chill out, man. You gotta
It's
wear the
not
sweat.
even- right. It's not even summer.
Sometimes you got the heat though, the sweats. Sometimes you got the perspiration and the heat with the,
It's sweats,
the fever.
dude.
All right.
What kind of planet are you from? You're not a sweats guy.
I like joggers occasionally.
Joggers.
Joggers,
No,
yeah.
that's bogus.
Yeah. Tight sweats.
Sorry, I don't like to look like Rocky in my 1970s gray sweats with the last.
You know, they make sweats modern day.
Yeah, they're joggers.
They don't
They're nice slim fit joggers.
slim fit joggers.
I get my skinny sweats.
Ew, get the frig out. That's such a non-sportsman outfit. Go ahead. Tell us about Empire.
Oh, man. Empire. They do flooring, and they do it well, those folks over at Empire today. And just like your favorite team needs a home court, field, ice advantage, your home needs a home floor advantage. And Empire today, they're there to help you get started and take all the worry out of it, because Empire today has flooring experts, dedicated flooring professionals who focus on flooring every single day. We've been to those big box stores. You've tried to get some help. You can't. Even if you can get help, it seems like the people don't even know what they're talking about, because they might be in flooring today, yesterday plumbing, electricity the next day. You don't know, but Empire today lives and breathes flooring, and they'll be with you every step of the way. So it's a whole different ballgame in those stores. Their flooring experts even bring a virtual designer showroom to your house. Take pictures of your house or the room you want to get new flooring in, pick out a couple samples. They can show you what it's going to look like to see if the colors match, if they clash, if it looks good. And with Empire today, you get clear, upfront, all-inclusive pricing. And you can schedule your installation as soon as the next day if they have your product in stock. Super cool. So schedule a free in-home estimate today, because some things are better at home. PHLY listeners can receive a $350 discount using the promo code PHLY. That's right, $350 discount with the code PHLY. Restrictions do apply, but visit EmpireToday/PHLY for full details.
All right, let's talk about the BetPark Sportsbook online casino app. Tell you, all the playoffs, right? NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs are just unbelievable. Every game, what was the Edmonton? The Edmonton.
Dude, Edmonton's
Kings
down
game.
5-1. You think it's over?
I was watching it. I watched it.
Crazy game.
It was unbelievable.
Dude, McDavid did that one wraparound.
He's
Sick.
McJesus.
Yeah.
He's ridiculous. No, it's been unbelievable. Even last night, I thought Vegas was going to come back last night. They scored early to make it 4-2. And they were buzzing.
Yeah,
and you know, the Wild's nasty too. Because the Wild's got Kaprizov back. Yeah. The NHL playoffs, just unbelievable. Florida spanks Tampa.
Oh, dude, the Florida. And the
I hate the Florida teams.
Maple Leafs.
Overtime. Well,
I went and got some ice cream for overtime last night. By the time I sat down, overtime was over. You gotta be kidding me.
Chiefs are, man. We had them on.
Yeah, I'm all about Leafs right now.
Before the season, we had Chief on to talk about his new gig as coach of the Maple Leafs.
Yep. And
Greg Berube,
if Edmonton's out, I'm going Leafs. I don't like to do an Eastern Conference team, but I'm going to do Leafs if.
I'm rooting Leafs in the East.
Yeah.
And I like the Lance cause.
I know you do.
I'm a McKinnon.
I wanted like Vegas because of that opening.
Cale McCarr. I mean, they're nasty. You can bet on all this stuff on the BetPark Sportsbook online casino app. And the Phils today, we're the Phillies today. Wheeler.
They're calling your sweatpants wizard pants.
Because
they're all baggy.
Wizard sleeve.
Wizard sleeve.
Because it's like a big baggy sleeve.
Yeah. Everyone's on board with the joggers. Thanks, chat.
What's the wizard sleeves?
Just a loose.
It's like real loose and open.
With no elastic at the bottom.
Yeah. All sweatpants are like that.
Baggy sweatpants.
No, they have elastic at the bottom.
Yeah. But you're using ones from 1972,
no,
the Rocky
I
ones.
Nike sweatpants.
You gotta get the nice cut one. Italian cut.
They got fitted sweatpants.
Oh my God.
Are they sweats or sweatpants?
Sweats. You can play online slots, casino, the live dealer, blackjack, roulette, you name it, right there.
Phillies
on
are
your phone.
minus 120.
Oh man, that's not.
That's a thin one.
I just had it with Wheeler.
Yes.
My God. Hot online slots based on your favorite streaming shows: Walking Dead, Squid Games, Breaking Bad, Peaky Blinders. You name it. Download the app. You'll have a blast. New customers, you get up to $1,000 casino bonus back if you're down in the first 24 hours. BetParks.com has all the details. You got to be in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland, Ohio. You got to be 21. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right. Joining us, our man, the great Pat McLoone from the editor's desk.
extra, extra, read all about it.
This just in, ladies and gentlemen, and all the ships at sea. It's time for headlines from the editor's desk with Pat McLoone.
Good morning, Patrick.
How are you, boys?
What do you say, buddy?
What's up, Pat?
What do you call sweats?
What do you know? What do you say? Yeah, sweats are sweats. You know, I mean, that whole skinny jeans, skinny sweats or whatever, that's, you know, that you go play for the other squad with that stuff. Come on now.
I want to see Pat in some skinny joggers.
Don't give me the wizard sleeves.
Rename it
They're
joggers.
supposed to be comfortable.
Because you can't jog in those baggy. You need a little slimness to it so you can jog without all that material flapping around when you jog.
What are you jogging?
I jogged
You
yesterday.
didn't jog nothing.
I jogged
Joggers.
yesterday.
Joggers.
Yeah.
Get the hell out of here. I'm not saying it's got to be baggy. They fit. They fit well. You give them
Nice
there, they
fit. Nice fitted, slim
Get out
fit.
of
Sweat.
here. You know, your
Hey,
joggers.
the very
You just so
notion that
badly
you're
want to be
questioning-
young.
Yeah. The very notion
young
that you
people
want
can
to
wear-
know what Anthony was
Over in
wearing
Europe,
in
everyone's
bed
got nice slim
means
fit
that-
clothes. They're all in their 60s. All those the soccer coaches all got joggers on. They look wonderful. They're in their 50s. I'm European, cuz.
You're not European. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the
Pat.
very fact that people are worried about what Anthony's wearing when he's sick, that's a violation in and of itself.
I want to know how the man recuperates, Pat. Come on.
Well, I'm just glad he's recuperating. He's not there yet, but thank God. I think he's going to, it's all going to clear out of him by tomorrow morning because it's a great day and Anthony deserves to be in full health for the NFL draft.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you, my brother. I cannot wait. What do you do for the draft? Like, what's your?
I've seen at the dad chair that the most weeknights now to my wife. I said it seems funny when it's a dad chair and the dad can't sit in it, but that is a stone cold. I'm in that all day, so I'll be there at like 6 o'clock, banging around looking for anything, any kind of information. I'll put out a flare to the boys, anybody that wants to come over. But I need to, you know, it's like there's certain things you can't be at the bar. You can't go out. You don't want to be with a crowd. You want to just dig in.
Yeah.
You want to make sure your phone's at 100% charged and ready to go.
Yeah.
And, you know, one of the worst things that's ever happened is this notion of these hardworking experts that telling you what the pick's going to be. So, you know, I don't go anywhere near to social media because it's, you know, remember Woj and, you know, drove the guy out of the business. He's now doing something for his heart. But that notion about the Thunder are considering Shea Gilgeous, all these different word play so that they don't say it because it's been spoon-fed by the league. I can't stand that. But
yeah. The PR guy texts you to pick, you know.
Exactly.
Hey,
yeah.
Shefty,
but
here's
I'll
your take.
be dug in. I'll be dug in. I'll be watching Saturday. And, you know, I might pop out for 2 minutes, but, you know, it's one of those things on Saturday where you're looking at the crawl to see when the Eagles are picking. You say, oh, they're up in 10 picks. I'm going to dig in. I'm going to see what else is going on.
Yeah,
you know?
it's a blast. So a little nugget.
It's a give me candy store stay.
So a little nugget. Jordan Renan says Giants go Carter and then trade back up to get Dart.
Wow. They can have Dart. I mean, he's okay, but I you know, he certainly can go ahead and be the Giants quarterback for the next 8 years or whatever, and I won't worry. He could be a solid NFL quarterback. I mean, it'll come up in our thinking a little bit, but I get that Eli Manning was a good quarterback. I get that he won 2 Super Bowls. I don't want to come in too heavy-handed on the Hall of Fame, but I will say this. Eli Manning, I wish he signed a 30-year pact to be the Giants quarterback because I was extremely comfortable whenever Eli was behind center for the Eagles. You know,
the Eagles played
Francisco Lindor is a Phillies killer. Whatever the opposite of a killer was, that's what Eli Manning was. He just breathed life into the Eagles.
He did.
So That's the way I look at it. I just look at Dallas and stuff like that. Like the year that they got Micah Parsons, I cringed. When the Giants got Saquon, if those teams get somebody that you think is really going to matter, it still bothers me. But Jackson Dart to the Giants, they need to do something. That would probably be a way to fill it, and they might feel good about that. But it doesn't worry me if they get Jackson Dart. Good piece of info.
He's laughing. The chat is on fire.
Eddie Wright saying Pat probably wears corduroy pants to sleep in with a warm glass of milk. Corduroy pants.
I might have to get off the football guy and take a cut at that guy with that comment. Yeah.
All right, brother. You want to hit us with
all
our
right? Well, we
of the
got
week?
Yeah, if it's okay, I would have thought I exhausted last week with the draft, but I have not. So I'm thinking if it's okay with you, we kick off with a little Phillies, and then we go draft.
I'm in, brother. Go for it, baby.
Okay. Well, our headline on the Phillies is "A Call for Arms, a Cry for Help."
Yes.
I thought you and DG had a lot of the right words. Here's the kind of guy that's got me worried is Kerkering. I mean, that bullpen, I would be shocked if they don't bring some kind of an arm up from the Iron Pigs today, just because it's unfortunate that they've had this long stretch of consecutive games, but they can't trot Carlos Hernandez or Joe Ross out there again today. They might have to put Wheeler out there for 7 no matter what happens, but it's okay if Jordan Romano struggles or maybe isn't even the right guy. It's okay if Joe Ross isn't the guy, although he gave them 3 good innings last night. But what's not okay is if you don't have one reliable right-hander in the bullpen.
No.
And Kerkering certainly is that, but not lately. The last couple outings, once Kerkering starts going south, I love Alvarado, but Alvarado, you can't trot him out throwing 101 4 or 5 days a week. You got to,
start in April.
Like that.
Well, exactly. Like he's a guy that you got to manage so you don't wear him out by the playoffs.
Exactly, and I think that they're going to have to bring up almost somebody to throw him to the Lions there to a couple innings in the next few days. They've just exhausted all those bad arms.
I got a guy.
I do want to say this. Yes, sir.
Max Lazar. He's been up for a game or two before with them. So he's done 8 innings pitched in relief so far, 3 earned runs. He's got a whip of .88, batting average of .161, 10 Ks in 8 innings, right-hander. I think you see him pretty soon.
All right.
I think the problem with Kerkering, he looks scared. He's got bad eyes. His eyes look nervous and scared out there. He does not look like – but the last few times he comes out in high-leverage situations, he looks fearful. He doesn't look like he's out there to attack.
And his stuff is not –
He's usually got nasty stuff, though.
No, he can't locate anything.
Yeah, he's not as nasty as he was when he got called up. That was a concern. As a connoisseur of great headlines, I do want to laud Andrew, whoever. I meant to say this last week, and it's so true with the Eagles. You guys put up a headline that said "No risk, no reward." That was fabulous, and that's the truth about the whole idea of runners in scoring position and not getting them in. That it drives you crazy.
Yeah.
And I know they've done better looking and being selective, but that selectivity is getting to the point where people are looking. They had a situation last night where it was back-to-back called third strikes and with runners in scoring position. And I think that the thing you guys really hit on is I'm far from panicking. I thought Kruk was great last night about that. I guess they're done, and I get that. And I think that's really true. But the notion of the lifeless squad does worry me a little bit. They just don't seem like they have any jump. And, they don't have any young energy either. We've talked about that before. If Bohm had 28 RBIs right now, I'd feel, okay. But when your youth, Bohm, Stott, Marsh, one little thing is they might have found something with Stott. I'm okay with it if Stott hits, but you need that guy behind him to hit like
oh
a
my
$300
God, what is
million
up with Turner?
ball hitter.
Turner he kills you.
What?
Happened to him? Honestly, this whole thing is Turner's fault.
Well, you said before we came into the season, they go as Turner goes.
He's terrible. Pat? He was great. He was a great player. Yeah. He was an MVP type.
Hitting like 332.
What happened to him? He stinks.
He does.
And he's working his ass off because he's worked and he's concentrated so much in his defense. He's made that better. And the thing that kills me is, I'm not going to say anything nice I try not to say anything nice about the Mets, but meanwhile, that guy's a certified, I put him into the ranks now as a certified Philly killer, Lindor. Lindor is tough.
He's a great player.
That guy's a tough out. He's a good player.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of juice.
He was a great player in Cleveland. He had the one down year, but man, ever since that, he's been awesome. You're right. And every big spot, he burns you. Burns us.
Right.
Yeah.
Like last night, there was a situation where it was 1-1, and Lindor came up and he hit kind of a flare toward the first base line, and Harper made it. He kind of got mixed up in the geometry of it, and he made a real good effort, but he didn't get it. And my first thought was,
yep,
can't give Lindor another swing. And sure enough, boom, next pitch, he gets an RBI hit. You got to drive a stake into him when you can. So I really wish Harper came up with that. So
yeah, it's a great point. It's a great point.
Yeah.
All right, let's go draft.
And we can't talk about the draft in May and June, Anthony. So let's exhaust what we have. 3 more things, if you don't mind. One, which was assignment. The thing we will end with is a special assignment from Anthony. We're going to compare the 1s and 2s of the Eagles to the 1s and 2s of the Giants, Cowboys, and Commanders over the last 20 years. First, however, the headline is how the NFC East was built. And what I did here is I went back and I looked at the 4 teams over their current depth charts, and I used the Our Lads depth charts, and I looked at each team, and it's really interesting how they were built. There is a photo of Saquon Barkley, who is one of only 2 free agents on the Eagles.
Wow.
And what's interesting here is that the Eagles have more starters out of the draft than any one of the other squads. And I'd be a little concerned about that Commanders break with only 7 guys because they're coddling something together, but they need to build on that. I thought it was interesting that the Eagles have the most draft picks and the least free agents. And what did the Eagles do with free agency? If you only have 2, you use it right. And the 2 free agents on that depth chart are Saquon and Bond. And, the other teams, just like the chart here, and I didn't line up right, it looks a little cockeyed. I just thought it struck me that the Eagles very much are dealing through the draft. 2 of their 3 receivers were by trade with AJ and Dotson. Their only undrafted free agent is, I'm blanking on the safety's name, number 32. Blankenship. I think that it just goes to show you, and there's going to be more of it coming tomorrow night. The way to be building this Super Bowl team is through the draft, and the Eagles certainly have done that.
Wow, that's a great chart that illustrates it. How about the Cowboys right there at 16?
Yeah. I was surprised. I thought that they were going to be a big mismatch. I'll tell you what part of me says with that, because I can turn anything negative into any number into a negative on the Cowboys. I almost think that speaks to Jerry Jones's sudden lack of aggressiveness.
So
and you know,
did you see
their apologist, ESPN,
Yeah,
has a thing up there right now about Jerry is going to be real aggressive. You know,
Yes.
well, who asked? There's 32 teams in the league. Are the Bengals going to be aggressive? I don't know. Are the Rams going to be aggressive? Who knows? But by God, we better get up a headline that says that Dallas is going to be aggressive.
So I can't believe you brought that up. I was just about to bring it up to you. And Jerry says Cowboys are about to make substantive moves. Like he's going to make trades.
Well, maybe they're going to make another big trade for a receiver. And like they did on their depth chart, maybe they're going to have a trade that's going to have the Eagles quaking in their boots and get Mingo, that receiver they got. He's a difference maker. And by the way, a lot of the mock drafts have the Cowboys taking the tall receiver from Arizona. Please, I'd be fine with that. He could be a very good ball player, but that guy's not going to inject any fear into me. I just don't want something weird happening where like a Warren, or I'm really glad that Junty seems like he's going to go well before that.
Yeah.
But they can have that receiver
Genty
from
worries
Arizona.
me.
Not a knock on him, but it doesn't worry me.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw Baldy teasing yesterday. He's out there in California. He's teasing that a big move's coming, maybe the second or third pick. Someone's moving up. And I've seen reports of Genty being on multiple teams' targets early, like top 3, top 4. I mean, Cowboys move up and get him? Oof.
I mean, maybe they should.
I saw the Bears, maybe one that moves up to like 3 or 4 to get him, but maybe the Cowboys.
Problem is that the 3, Abdul Carter's, I think he's the best player in the draft.
Right. Yeah, that's
and
what
Hunter.
That's what Baldy said yesterday too.
And you got Hunter. I mean, I can't see anybody going 1, 2, or 3, but those 3.
Maybe they move up to 4. I don't know. Baldy was like a big trade. He's got his premonition. You know how he is. He's like, I got a premonition. Big trade coming within the top 3 or 4 picks.
Interesting.
You just have to give it up to God. When the team's so bad that they have the 3rd pick in the draft, they sure as hell better come away with a good player. I mean, it would be the Giants' greatest Giants thing of all time if they go for Shedeur Sanders. That would be awesome. But that doesn't. Your bet is that Dart goes before Sanders, Anthony?
Yeah. I heard that. I heard Shedeur is really falling.
Dude,
it's a shame. I hope the kid does well. He seems like he's a solid guy. He's just not a guy that's going to.
I don't think it has anything to do with his personality. It has to do with his ability.
Here's
he certainly seems like
it was floating around yesterday. An assistant coach. This is via Tom Pelissero, assistant coach on Shedeur. The worst formal interview I've ever been in my life. He's so entitled. He takes unnecessary sacks. He never plays on time. He has horrible body language. He blames teammates, but the biggest thing is he's not that good.
Oh God!
Oh, yeah, there it is.
God! Oh my!
Brutal, dude.
Who said that?
An assistant coach on an NFL team.
Yeah, and I know those guys got to protect themselves, but I don't have a lot of, I'm not a big fan of the guy that kind of says something like that anonymously. I know you need to, but it's one thing to say he's not the player. It sounds to me.
Oof.
It sounds to me like people like this kid's intangibles. You'd think he'd be kind of half a kook being Deion's son, but I don't know. It sounds like he's more of a leader than they would say. I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, what's next?
All right. Next one is the guys who got away. So I wanted to look through some Eagles history. I have 5 different examples that I thought would be instructive. The first one is we go back to 1982. And what happened there is everybody was sitting there. The Eagles were 2 years removed from a Super Bowl. They were looking to get a pick that put them back into the mix, and they were sitting there at 20, and the board was coming their way, and everything was right there, and the guy they wanted was sitting there, and then the Buffalo Bills moved up on Denver and went from 21 to 19, jumped the Eagles, put a pin in the Eagles' hope, and drafted Perry Tuttle.
Oh, yeah.
The receiver from Clemson.
Yeah.
And the Eagles were like, oh, my God, that's our guy. They got outfoxed. And the poor Eagles had to settle for a guy from NC State named Mike Quick.
It's unbelievable. Perry Tuttle turned out to be nothing. He was a bust. And,
Perry Tuttle, 25 catches, 375 yards, 3 years in the league, 6 in the CFL. Compare that to 5-time Pro Bowler with 6,964 yards and 61 TDs. And still going strong in the booth with Merrill. So something could happen tomorrow. That's one of the things that I take a little bit of relief with the Eagles at 32, because I don't know how you would be, but when they were sitting there in Carter's year and everything, I'm on pins and needles when they're that high and anything can happen. At 32, they'll probably get aggressive and go up, but it's hard to get, it's hard to get too wired up. I'm going to just sit there, enjoy, and expect the best and expect that how you'll maneuver the proper way.
Yeah, it's weird when you're picking this late. You really don't have any idea, right? Because you're hoping that maybe certain guys, we talk about Nolan, we talk about Green, that they last to into the 20s. But even if they do, that doesn't mean that they're going to be able to trade up to get them.
Right. And Tuttle's a good example of what you wish for sometimes. Second prize could alter your franchise too. The next one is a big one. It's 1999. And if people go back a little bit, everybody remembers this. The whole town, led by the mayor, wanted to go for a certain running back. It was a quarterback draft, and the Eagles needed a quarterback, but Ed Rendell and looking back, the Daily News football guys of the time, Damo and Rich Hoffman, they all said it was time to go for Ricky Williams. And we may even have a number over on this. VT, you got anything?
Look at that.
There he goes. Take Ricky.
Oh, Ricky, you're so fine. You're so fine. You blow my mind. Hey, Ricky. Hey, Ricky.
There you go, boys. Thank you. The guys went along on that. There you go. Much appreciated. But could you imagine that? Nicely done, VG and Andrew.
And
even when
good
VG,
direction.
you have to teach Andrew some of these old-time songs, which is beautiful. Now, I looked up something about this Ricky Williams that is just phenomenal. The guy the Eagles almost selected over Donovan McNabb was Eric Marone. Do you know who Eric Marone is?
No.
Eric Marone is the proper name of Ricky Williams. Ricky Williams changed his name because he wanted to form a more solid relationship with his wife, and he took off her name, and he learned this in a relationship astrology class.
Wow.
And that's the kookalook the Eagles could have had. Everybody wanted us to have.
So that year, I go to Metairie,
Louisiana.
Yes, right? So that's where the Saints trained, right? No, actually, they were in Wisconsin, River Falls. Anyway, Dick is there. Dick had traded the whole draft for Ricky Williams. So I go do this big piece for the Post about the whole situation. So I get an interview with Ricky, just me and Ricky. I'm talking to Ricky. He's got his helmet on. He refuses to take his helmet off. So I'm talking to the PR guy after. I go, what's that about? He said he doesn't like to do interviews without his helmet on. He's shy. And if you remember, he was...
Well, I think he since has taken his helmet off and took a few knocks on the noggin now that he's changed his name. But there were so many things about that. One of the things is that there were 3 quarterbacks, and Ricky did not go 4th. Ricky went 5th.
Adrian James.
Because the Colts made a great move and went for Adrian James over him.
Yep.
And, look, we've had McNabb was absolutely the right thing to do. The first pick, Tim Couch, completed 1,025 passes for 11,000 yards compared to Donovan, 37,000 yards, 234 touchdowns, 117 interceptions to Couch, 64 touchdowns, 67 interceptions. And then the gigantic bust that some people were pushing was a quarterback named Achilles Smith out of Smith out of Oregon.
Yep.
He was brutal. He completed 215 passes. The Bengals picked him for 2,200 yards, 5 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, completion percentage. Moss would do better than this tomorrow, 46.6%. So, and you remember the whole dynamic there, Anthony. That was the year that Angelo Cataldi took the dirty 30 up there, and they were very vocal about Ricky Williams. And thank God that those voices weren't heard from, because the Eagles came away with that smelling like a rose. And now we wish Eric Miron and his wife well.
Eric Miron, that's wild.
Dude, I will not have you guys slander the legacy of Ricky Williams. He's one of my own.
He is.
He gave up the football so he could enjoy the herb every day. He says his first 300-yard game at Texas was fueled by marijuana use.
Yes.
He's got his own cannabis brand. Do you know what it's called? Highsmith. No. It's Heisman. H-I-G-H. Instead of Heisman, it's Hyman. Heisman.
Right.
We're genius, dude.
I got you.
I love this guy.
I got you.
Yeah, so he's actually doing well in that world. He's merged with a big company, and his cannabis company is
God bless.
booming.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, whatever Ricky's doing, don't try that at home, kids. Don't try that at home.
We mock what we don't understand.
Right. Now I'm going to go to 2010. And for the longest time, this seemed to be a frustration, is at 13, the Eagles had the 24th pick, and they traded 2 third rounds to move up to get a defensive end from Michigan, Brandon Graham.
Amazing.
And everybody was furious because there was a safety from Texas sitting on the board, Earl Thomas. Earl Thomas was a great player, way better than BG in the beginning, but over the test of time, Brandon Graham became an all-time Eagle.
When they made the trade, I thought, oh my God, they're going to get Earl Thomas. I loved Earl. We all loved Earl Thomas, right?
Yeah.
Because we were raised with Dawkins. And because we were raised with Dawkins, we all wanted the safety that would lay the hat, that would lay the wood. And you're right.
Exactly.
Early on, Earl Thomas was a great player, Legion of Boom. And BG had struggled.
Yep.
Right?
We were all in that whole thing. Who was the D coordinator of the Boom?
Yeah.
Gus?
Yeah, Gus Bradley.
Yeah, we were all in all that.
It was the whole thing. All right. Sit tight on this moment, because we will return, my brother. All right? The editor's desk will return.
All right.
But we got to take care of some business, and then super agent
Sweet.
Andre Odom. Pat, do you know, did I introduce you to Andre before?
No. No, I don't think so.
Andre, this story's unbelievable. So Andre, who has Michael Parsons, by the way, right? Andre's from North Philly. He played at Temple. He coached at Temple too. This Philadelphia through and through. I love his story. He worked.
I look forward to listening to him, and I know that if he's got your sign of approval, it will be a mismatch in the negotiations between Andre and Jerry Jones.
I love it. I love it. Sit tight, my brother. We'll take care of some business. We'll come back. We'll get Andre, and we'll return with Pat. All right. Tell us about some True Marks, shall we?
Yeah. All right. Folks, it's Financial Literacy Month, and I've got something to help you get off the field, teaching your kids how to handle their money. If you're a TrueMark Financial member, you've got a fantastic opportunity to help your kids and teens learn to earn, save, and spend wisely, all with their free and super cool Greenlight account. Now, the Greenlight account comes with this really neat app. It's a total game changer for your kids within the app. You can set savings goals, learn how to track spending. You can even distribute their allowance all right there through the app, through your fingertips and their fingertips. And get this, each kid gets their own debit card, which is pretty cool. That's right. They can make their own purchases, learn how to budget, and build real-world money skills while you stay in control from your phone. You get peace of mind, and they get the chance to make smart, responsible choices with their money. So if you're looking for a way to teach your kids some financial plays this Financial Literacy Month, we can't recommend this enough. It's like training for life's biggest game. So head over to TrueMark.com/Greenlight to get all the details and sign up today. That's TrueMark.com/Greenlight. And don't miss this chance to set your kids up for financial success.
Well, what are we drinking?
We got some
What are you
beers. I
Dude.
see cans over there. I've had one. Pabst Light is delicious. I'm stoked about a beer ad. You kidding me?
Dude, next week, one day, I want to go. I need a drinking day. Like a day drinking day.
Who doesn't?
All right?
Yeah.
I can't even look at it right
beautiful
now.
can, crisp and refreshing.
That's nice looking.
Pabst
can.
Light is the new light modern beer from Pabst Brewing Company.
96 calories.
96 calories. 3.5 grams of carbs.
Crisp and
full
refreshing.
of crisp and refreshing flavor. That's right on par with all those fancy light beers. This is even better and it tastes great. They use high quality ingredients so you get that high quality beer at a smart, approachable, reasonable price. This is not going to bust your wallet because some beers right now are crazy expensive. It retains the fun, independent spirit of Pabst and Pabst is known for, but this is light. We all got to watch the gut these days. So learn more about the new Pabst Light at PabstLight.com. Please, please, please drink responsibly, and you must be 21 or older.
I love it. I love it. All right. This portion of the show brought to you by Rite Aid. RiteAid.com/PHLY for the store and pharmacy nearest you. All right. Now, joining us, I was just telling you about, I love his story. What an amazing, amazing success story. He's an agent to some of the biggest names in the NFL, from Athletes First. Dear friend of mine, Andre Odom. Dre,
Yeah.
Good morning, Dre.
What's up, my guy? What's going on, man?
Where you at right now?
I'm at the house. Man. I'm sitting outside. The kids are off on spring break right now, but I got a special guest for you, man.
What do you got?
Look who's on the line. He's on the Zoom right now.
It's frozen?
Is it frozen?
Hello.
There we go.
Who do we
It's
got?
Donovan.
This is
Donovan
Donovan Ezaraku.
Oh, yo, D. How are you, buddy?
Doing great. How are you?
Good. In fact, I was just talking about you earlier, Donovan. First of all, congratulations. And you may be a great fit for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Thank you. I appreciate you. We'll see what happens.
Now take us through what your plans are doing right now, D. Like, first of all, you're a terrific end at BC. How do you handle the next couple days?
Honestly, I'm just, embracing it with my family, honestly. Not getting too high, not getting too low, kind of staying mellow-headed with it, trying to take the next, at least the past few days to, really spend time with the family before things get, extra hectic. But I'm excited for, what's to come. I'm excited for, tomorrow night. So yeah.
Look at that smile. You got it. What a smile you got, man. God bless you. God bless.
Thank you.
What's Philadelphia have to do? Like, when you think of Philadelphia, what do you think of?
When I think about Philadelphia, I think 20 minutes across that bridge. I grew up in South Jersey.
I know.
Went to Williamstown High School. I grew up a big Philly fan. At the same time, though, I said, if they don't come get me, then I can't be a Philly fan anymore. I apologize to mom, dad, 'cause they're all Eagles fans, but I got to be a fan of whatever team picks me, and that's how I feel about that.
But did mom and dad, did they grow? Or I figured you were an Eagles fan growing up in Jersey.
Yeah.
Like that's got to be like just the idea, because you could be a perfect fit here. Like all I keep thinking about is you being here would be perfect. Like coming home.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but at the same time, like I said, we'll see what happens tomorrow.
There's some great, it's funny. There's some great football in South Jersey. What youth organization did you play for?
I played for the Monroe Township Braves. So I played for Monroe Township, and then I ended up going to Williamstown High School. So I stayed pretty local.
So, I love this, right? Because I coach at Clearview, the Clearview youth, right? Because my kids play at Clearview. So I help the guys over there. Because we always played by the Monroe Township. That was we'd always play you guys. That's fantastic. And Williamstown. People don't understand. There's some incredible, great football in South Jersey.
No, there is. I think this year alone we have. I counted like 10 guys from South Jersey who went to South Jersey high schools that are entering the draft and are potentially going to get drafted this year. So I think there might be a couple more, but I think that speaks to the guys from down here. We kind of get overlooked by North Jersey sometimes, but this year we got a lot of guys going to that NFL draft,
Well, I got to applaud you on making decisions already, because to me, you got the greatest agent around. And Trey.
I agree. I'm with you.
Trey,
he's biased.
No, not at all, man. Because I know how much you care for your players. Like I know in your heart. Like that's why I'm thrilled that one of our own is in your hands.
No, for sure. I mean, that's what it's about, right? Just making sure that you fully invest, yourself, your time, your energy into just helping the young guys and their families develop and get through the process. But more importantly, the real work starts, once you get drafted, right? And you get to your new city/state, your new organization, just helping the transition become as seamless as possible. Just trying to do your best to add value. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about, just making sure that these guys are successful, not just on the field, because that's the easy part, right? I can't make you a better football player, but what I can do is make sure I add, every resource imaginable to your life and to your family's life to help you become successful and achieve all of your goals while you have this small window of opportunity.
Donovan, what advice would you give kids having gone through this process, from combine to all the interview process that you went through?
Yeah, honestly, I would advise young, guys coming out of college that, you need to have the right people around you. Like you said, I have one of the best agents, if not the best agent. I'm biased, so I'm gonna say the best, in the game. But that's so important because it's so much being thrown at you, and you need, a great team around you to help, delegate certain things, or to, you might need to hurry up and fly out, somewhere to go visit a team. But, the scheduling stuff, like you need a great team around you. And I think that's super duper important. And that's the biggest advice I would give, for a guy, going through this process.
Did you ever envision, like when did you first envision, you're at Williamstown, let's go back to high school. You're at Williamstown, and, what's going through your mind as far as your own football career?
Yeah, I knew for a fact, since I was young that I wanted to play, in the National Football League. That's been my goal and my dream since, I started playing this game at 7 years old. But playing in Williamstown, obviously you go through some, trials, tribulations, whatever, some adversity. Not knowing if I was, big enough to go play college football or, was I playing the right position? I wanted to play receiver, and it wasn't really working out for me. But I tried to. Thank God I know how to, find the football and tackle the person with the football because and I did that relentlessly because that's what opened the door for me to get to college. But credit to, the coaches that we had at the time, Coach Fuchitola, Coach George, Coach Sonnenberg, Coach Ron, Coach Inge, all these guys that were over there, they helped me get to where I had to go. And then, credit to other coaches that are, in the South Jersey area, like, Coach Marcus Hammond, what NLG, Coach Preston, Coach B. Bather, like that's
Coach Sapp.
Coach Sapp, all these
Mm-hmm.
guys that helped me get to where I needed to go, So
Yeah, Coach Marcus does a lot of good stuff with defensive ends and linebackers. Coach Polk, I don't know if you know Coach Polk. He does a lot of good work getting your body ready for the combine and all that stuff in South Jersey. Some really strong resources. And Dre, you know this. A lot of kids don't know your position in high school, like what you're going to wind up, because your body is changing so much. So sometimes you don't know what you're going to be, whether you could be offense, defense. You just got to be a football player first.
Yeah, you look at Donovan, right? He played receiver, right? Tight end. He was a skill guy. You look at a guy like Hassan Reddick, who was a corner in high school, right? Safety, once he got the tempo, you just never know. So you have to be willing to, listen to the staff, trust them, trust their plan for you, and be developed, right? Be coachable. And understand that, where you go, they have your best interest. Just be willing to listen, be willing to work, and you never know how it turns out. Just be prepared, prepare for any and everything.
Hey, D, what's your dad and mom meant to this whole process with you? Like, how have they shared this journey with you, being at your games? Like, I got 2 football players myself, right? So I'm at every game, practice, you name it. So what have they meant to you in this journey?
Yeah, I just thank God for great parents, and parents that set a very strong foundation for myself and my brothers, in terms of our faith and just as people. I think they raised 4 great, young men, and they've meant so much to me because, like I said, you need the right people around you. You need the right team. And my parents are very knowledgeable. They might not know everything that I know on the football field, but when it comes to, life and, discerning people and picking and choosing who we bring around, they're extremely pivotal in that. And then they're also, they're the type of parents that you can fall back on. You're going through a rough time, and they're very open people. So, we talk. There's never been that's never lacked in this household. We talk, you got something going on, you got something on your mind, let it out, and they'll be the ones that, that carry that as well. And I really just appreciate them because they've also sacrificed so much for me to get to where I am. So
Oh, D, I love that. I wanted to get them some love because, a lot of times the parents, I have this conversation with young people all the time about, like, listen, your coaches and trainers and all these people that you encounter, they don't love you like your parents love you. Like, when the thing ends or there's something tough going on, there's the only people that really love you and care about you is your family. You know what I mean? The people that love you the most, that don't care about football. It's just about you.
But and here's a fascinating story. His mom was totally opposed to him playing football, right? Yeah. I think that gets overlooked throughout his journey. He was not supposed to be a football player. And then he was fortunate enough to have an ally and a gentleman by the name of Coach Antoine Sabb. He's a, big time guy over in South Jersey. His sons are, he has 2 sons in high school right now that are like top 20 players in the country. And he has another, his oldest son, Keon Sabb, who's arguably the best safety in the country, returning next year for Alabama, right? So he's very influential over there in South Jersey. And, he saw Donovan at a young age. And he was like, no, this kid needs to play football. And he had the conversation with mom. Mom was against it, but she trusted, Coach Sabb and, trusted the plan. And and it ended up working out, man. So like Don said, it's pivotal to have a circle of influence around you that has your best interest at heart, right? Like, because without
Dre,
that,
that's so
you're gonna
funny.
be lost.
I remember arguing with my wife about football. No, I don't want that playing. No. And I'm like, listen, first of all, it's youth, all right? So
All right.
everybody thinks concussions and everything. Like, not that it can't happen, but you're not going to that speed when you're talking about big-time college football or high school football.
Mhm.
And I'm like, no, listen, it builds something. It's a great sport. You got to let, and then I won the battle, but, I'm sure your mom was, no football for you.
Yeah, she was afraid of the injuries, like every mom would be.
Yeah.
But
That's
it worked
a great
out.
story. I love that story. Oh, God bless them, D, man, really. I think that's just beautiful. I'm hoping selfishly you're here, but wherever you go, D, we're going to be rooting for you.
I appreciate you. I
want to talk to you after you get drafted so we can celebrate you, okay?
All good.
I'll call Dre, all right?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Thanks, D. Appreciate it, buddy.
I appreciate you.
Oh, man, that's fantastic. Dre, what a kid. We still got Dre? Yeah, I want to have a quick conversation with Dre. What a kid. That is unbelievable. I don't see Dre. There we go.
Come on, there we go.
What a kid. Oh, my God.
Yeah, he's the best, man. I got lucky. I'm not going to lie, man. I got lucky.
What a kid, man. I love it. It was funny because he would be a great fit here. Look, they need an end.
Yeah, no, he'd be a phenomenal fit. I mean, I think there's a few guys, in this edge group this year that are sensational, right? But he's certainly one of them. I think he would be a phenomenal fit here, culture-wise, and on the field as well, right? Because, you know what we look for.
Yeah.
We look for smart, tough, relentless, fast guys that can go out there and get it done. But more importantly, that add a lot of value, in the community, in the locker room, things like that. So he checks every box for sure. I think the biggest thing, with Don is I just don't think he's going to be there.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think he's going to be there. So
yeah, I don't think so either. How do you look at this draft? How do you see? Because do you see the quarterbacks? Because every other draft, we're always talking quarterbacks. I don't see the quarterbacks. After Ward, I don't see one going until late first round.
So it's fascinating because last year, after the conclusion of last year's draft, I was like, next year is going to be a defensive draft, but not just a defensive draft. It's going to be a defensive line draft, right?
Right.
And I knew it because I was on so many of the defensive line guys, not just edge guys, but interior guys as well. I successfully was able to get, a few really, really good ones. But it unfolded the way I saw it unfolding. There's a lot of tremendous talent on the defensive side of the ball, first, second, and third level, to be honest, right? So it's just a matter of how teams are going to stack these guys. And there's going to be runs, as we all know. I think there's going to be a huge run on the edges early. And I think there's going to be a decent run on the interior guys as well. But there'll be a few run on those edge guys. I think there'll be about 3 runs where, maybe 20 to 25 guys will go in those top 3-4 rounds, edge guys specifically.
I mean,
there's just a lot of them. It's a lot of them.
There's a lot of edge guys. You said interior. There's some great interior talent. Eagles also obviously need, there's some O-line talent and tight ends. And safeties too, by the way. You talk about
safeties as well. Yeah,
there's some good. There's some good safeties out there too.
Yeah, I think there's some good safeties. There's some good corners too. There's some good corners. May not be as top heavy as it usually is traditionally, but there's some good corners out there too. I mean, it's a talented draft. You hear guys every year say, "Oh, this draft's not as, it's not as talented. It's not as deep." I disagree. I think every year there's a lot of good talent. You just got to find the right guys.
I know. Well, it's funny. The word on this draft is. Yeah, after the first 6, everybody from 7 to the second round is kind of similar. They grade
I totally
out similar.
Disagree with that. No, I disagree with that. I disagree with that respectfully because I just feel like we see it every year, right? And I do an exercise. I am an agent now, right? Not a front office guy anymore, but every year I do an exercise where I go back to previous drafts from like 2020, 2019, 2018, et cetera. And I look through and I'm just saying to myself, man, who's this dude right here? Who's this guy right here? Guys that went high that, may have not been successful. And it's just like, you have to keep that in mind when you're going through these current drafts as well, because the vast majority of the talent are those guys that you overlook. Guys that may not have run as fast as 40, right? May not have popped off the paper in terms of the short and t-shirt Olympics, but they end up being really good football players.
Sure.
And like I know, this league is built on good football players. Simple.
Yeah. You got to love to play it.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be. It's so funny, man. When I hear scouts or front office guys tell me, this guy has got great ability, but he doesn't love the game. I want nothing to do with that.
Exactly.
Because you know how it is. It's hard.
Yeah,
it's
man.
a tough road. Like you're not going to make it if you don't love the game.
No, you're not. You're not going to last. I mean, again, I can't emphasize this enough. This league is built on guys that love football, that work hard, may not be the best All-American athlete, right? But they're great football players. They work tirelessly. They love the game, and they give it their all. That's 70-75% of the league. So, if you can find a team and you build your team around guys like that, I think you're going to be successful. I mean, New England's done it for the longest period of time.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You look at the Rams, as a matter of fact, I love what the Rams are doing from a draft perspective. Those guys, they haven't had a lot of draft capital these past, 4 or 5 years, right?
Every pick.
They hit every single pick from this past 3 to 4 years. And why is that? Because they started putting a strong emphasis on, okay, forget all the bells and whistles, forget the noise. Which guys love football? Which guys sacrifice and devote and invest their time fully into this? And that's your baseline.
I mean, and it's funny because you look at here at the Eagles, and how much they've had success over the same thing the last 3-4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at the school, looking at the culture. Hey, look, you can't go wrong. You're drafting Georgia kids,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, you can't, because those are the best of the best players, in the country, right? They're 5-star athletes, 5-star players for a reason. So I don't think that's a bad motto at all. It works. You look at the guys we've been able to bring in successfully. Those guys are monsters. Whether it's the Jalen Carters or Nolan Smith or even the Kobe Dean, those guys are ball players, man. So, it's a great model. And I think Howie's done a phenomenal job. He and the staff, obviously, he's done a great job of surrounding himself, with really strong, football minds that know talent, right? And we've been able to successfully bring some skill guys in. So, I hope they can come and get another one of mine. So,
who do you got for this draft? Tell everybody who you got.
So yeah. So this year, obviously Donovan Ezaraku, defensive end, Boston College. Kenneth Grant, defensive tackle, Michigan.
He's another stud.
Yeah, he's another stud. Fidel Diggs, defensive end, Texas A&M formerly, Syracuse as of last year. Another pass rusher who could, go anywhere from that 3rd to 5th round range, right?
And he's doesn't he have really good athleticism? I was reading about it. Like he's more of a freak athlete type.
Yeah, freak athlete. In fact, when he was at A&M the past 3 years prior to him moving to Syracuse, he was the starting defensive end there over Nick, not Nick Scorton because he wasn't there,
right.
But over the Stewart kid, who's projected to be a 1st round draft pick, right?
Yeah.
So that happened for a reason, right? So. Who else? Tommy Hill, cornerback from Nebraska, and Desmond Igbinosun, who's another local kid from North Jersey. Played at Rutgers, 4-year starter.
Yeah.
He's phenomenal talent. Just caught up in a tough situation this year with an injury, et cetera. But really good ball player.
Did what's it like? So you have Micah Parsons. I was telling Pat, our former editor of Daily News, all about you. What's it like negotiating with Jerry Jones?
Well, Phil, I actually share Micah with my partner, David Mulligetta. Obviously, David's a phenomenal agent. He's been around the game for a long time, has had tremendous success. So, it's a partnership, obviously, right? We all work together. And when I say we, I'm talking about the front offices from a team perspective, the agents, right? And the NFL, right? We all work together. I haven't had any direct conversations with them since the combine, to be honest. But the conversations were positive, but it's one of those things where, they may have a number in mind. We have a number in mind, obviously, not just highest paid, but, our goal is highest paid by a landslide. So, and he's earned that. He's earned that right. He goes out there year in and year out and produces on the field. He's a great dude off the field. You don't have to worry about any issues from him. I mean, he just checks every box as well. So you want to make sure with guys like that, you keep those guys home. Those are homegrown guys. So I think for Mr. Jones, I think he just wants to do what's best for his, not university, but for his organization. And respectfully so, I get it. Man, we want to do the best thing for Mike and his family.
It's funny because I look at Abdul Carter and I think Abdul Carter is going to be a flat out stud, right? Like
what a mess on my part.
I mean, some of those. I mean, you're talking about the elite of the elite players.
That's a terrible. That's one of those misses that I had this year, man. That I will always be in pain about. He's such a phenomenal player, man. Tremendous talent. But no, Penn State, man. Coach Franklin, his staff, from recruiting to the coaches. He has a lot of local coaches. Deion Barnes, who's a Philly kid. Kenny Sanders, who's a Philly guy as well. I mean, man, they just find a way to, get those top guys up there. But in addition to recruiting and signing those guys, they develop them, in the weight room, on the field, right? Like mentally, they just have a successful program that has been proven year in and year out to be dominant. The only thing they're missing right now is just a national championship. And I have a hunch that's going to come soon.
Yeah, I love it. Dre, man, I what's your schedule now? Will you go with how do you handle the draft night? And because I know you have clients and all, like how do you service? How do you do it? How do you handle it?
Yeah, so I'm lucky this year. A lot of my guys are pretty local. So Donovan, obviously he should go day one. So I have a couple of the local people covering him for me. And I'll go to Indiana with Kenneth and be with him day one. Then day two, I'll come back here and I'll be with my guy Fidel, day two, because hopefully he can go day two. And then I'll go to North Jersey and spend some time with Desmond and his family day three. So let's try to show the love and spread it equally.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Oh, my God. It's going to be great. Listen, be safe on the travels. I can't wait to hear all about it, right?
Appreciate you, brother.
I'm so proud of you. I mean, listen, VG, Andre, all right? Let me just tell you, all right, from staff at Temple, all right? Staff in the Bears, like doing all the grunt work in Chicago, filmed, you name it. How many people were a player, a coach, a front office guy, and an agent? Tell me.
None that I know
from
of.
North Philadelphia.
That's what I love. He's from right here.
No one, and he didn't know anybody in this business, all right? He did it himself.
Yeah, mad respect.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. But don't forget, man, where I got my start. County executive. WIP.
Well, we worked together.
We worked together, yeah, man. Fresh out of college.
When he was in college, he was a sales guy.
Over at WIP?
Yeah.
That's great.
And it was funny. Dre and I, instant friendship.
Literally.
Instant friend. We were friends. First of all, I think I told him 100 times, like, this is not for you. Like, you should get out of this.
He did. Like, he did, yeah.
I'm like, you're a football guy. Like, you got to go to Temple. I remember having this conversation.
He's the most successful WIP account executive ever.
Ever.
Hey, bro, don't forget you introduced me to Trotter, too.
Yes.
Yeah. You introduced me to Jeremiah Trotter Sr., and we built a relationship, and man, I ended up getting lucky enough to sign his son and become part of that family, man. Super duper lucky.
And the next one.
And the next one, he's a stud, man.
Right?
Oh my goodness, he's different.
Yeah.
He's different.
When it quiets down, I want to sit down with you and kind of
okay. Let's do it.
All right,
for sure. Let's do it, bro.
How's the family?
Everybody's good, man. Got the kids here. They're home from spring break. For spring break. So, yeah, we're about to go to the movies.
Oh, nice.
Hey, boys want to see that Minecraft movie. I got you, bro. I appreciate it. Tell the family I said hi. We'll talk
I
soon.
will do, brother. Always, baby. Always.
All right, bro. All right,
Here
bye.
he is, the great Andre Odom. I love Dre, man. Dre is one of the great people.
It was wild because I had the mock draft of Yahoo Sports open, and they got the Eagles grabbing Donovan at 32. That's wild. He popped up.
Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy?
Mm-hmm.
That D winds up. And what a great kid he is.
Yeah.
My God.
Selfishly, I hope he falls to the Eagles.
All right, let's take care of some business. And then we got a slew of people. We're going to have Pat, Mike Sielski, and the Brain. Brain will give us some picks. And then Pat and Mike will chop it up, continue the draft talk. But I love Andre's story.
Oh, dude, it's the best.
I mean, you from here.
Yeah.
Right?
North Philly.
He did everything. When he went to Chicago, and he asked me, he goes, what do you think? Because I had him with Spags and Andy.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, he got an opportunity with the Bears. And he was grinding tape and front office. Learned everything of this game. Player, coach. He was a D-backs coach, linebackers coach, front office, agent.
Yeah.
Isn't that awesome?
Crazy great story.
From our backyard.
Yep.
I love him. All right. Let's talk about a little GLAT.
Yeah, let's do it. Listen up, fellas. If it's thinning, if it's receding, there's hope for you. Because GLAT Hair's been restoring and defending hairlines for over 30 years, so it's no wonder they got the great reputation that they do. Their proven results, experienced team, just a few reasons the GLAT Hair name has stood the test of time. GLAT Hair by Morgenstern Medical isn't just about restoration. Nah, they're all about innovation. Their breakthrough specialized GLAT Hair technique really does dramatically change lives and hairlines. The GLAT Hair techniques consist of a few things, man. You get one-on-one care. You get a 100% personalized hair restoration plan of action designed just for you and your specific hair loss. They give you follow-up care and some cutting-edge hair loss prevention treatments, medications, and more. So GLAT Hair, they can help you keep the hair you already have, and they can help you bring back what you've already lost. So if you'd like some more information and you're ready to defend that hairline today, visit GLATHairMM.com, GLATHairMM.com, or you can give them a call or text them, 610-980-4000, 610-980-4000.
All right, let's talk about Parks Casino, Street Road Bend, Salem. Parks Casino, our casino of choice here. Of course, they have it all: action, excitement, headline, entertainment. That's right, thousands of hot slots, state-of-the-art sportsbook, beautiful poker room, an all-weather beer garden, and a collection of award-winning restaurants. Parks Casino, this is how you win. Tickets on sale now for these headliners. May 16th, Larry the Cable Guy.
And get it in.
May 30th, country artist Ashley McBride.
I never wanted to be that girl. Never wanted to hate myself.
June 6th.
You missed this, didn't you?
The sounds of Taj Mahal. I did.
Woke up this morning, mama, had them Statesboro blues. Statesboro, Georgia, that is.
That's good. June 14th, Clutch.
Bang, 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 bang. Vamonos, vamonos.
Here he is, July 3rd. Gary Clark Jr.
Here come on, flap top. He come, groove up slowly.
His microphone shakes and stuff.
He goes like that. July 12th, comedian Mark Norman. July 18th, KC the Sunshine Band.
Oh, do a little dance. Make a little love. Get down tonight. Woo! Get down tonight.
September 6th, the English reggae pop band UB40.
Red, red wine.
Comedian Russell Peters, September 22nd. 7th, comedian Brian Regan, November 22nd. Parks Casino, this is how you win. You're going to be 21. If you gamble problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to get the brain selections with you guys.
All right.
All right. And then we'll go to Pat and Mike. All right. Because I love grouping the print guys together.
All right.
Us ink-stained wretches.
Yeah. All right.
All right. So that'll be our plan. So let's get the brain up in.
Brain. Red, the brain finder.
Hi, Brain. Good to see you.
I think I deserve to listen. I think I deserve to listen to a concert of VG singing based off my picks for last week, where I have to just be in there, listen to like him singing 24/7, to just punish me.
What are you saying about
what I've been doing
about my
recently.
vocals, Brain? You know, you're not a fan
It's
of
been like my
the
picks have
rock
been the past week.
vocals?
It's like flogging. You're
Oh.
You're good at a lot of stuff. I don't know
self-flagellation?
if that's on the
Is
list.
VG?
This is rough coming a guy with that hat
VG's
on.
voice is a violation.
Oh. You come on with that hat? You calling me out with that hat on?
Listen,
Brain?
listen. But I admit it. Like I admit.
Hey man, I've paid like $60 for vocal lessons. I'm pretty good, dude.
It
What are you
shows.
talking about, bro? What's your karaoke,
You're better than me.
karaoke go-to song?
Listen.
You know the
I'll
Queen's
admit
made you
this.
karaoke.
I am so bad. I am so bad that I wouldn't. I mean, I wouldn't do that to like the worst of the worst people, make them listen to sing. I'm horrible.
How'd you do last?
Horrible.
How'd you do last night?
The same as both of our singing. It was look again. I had who did I have last night? I got to see what I had.
I went 1-1.
It's not a good day. I had TJ McConnell over 6.5 points. He got 6, which is obviously a big loser. I had I gotta see what I had here. Give me a second, guys. I know I went like I had the Phillies in the 5-inning line. They lost 2-1.
You had like a ton of bets.
I just know I went 1 and 4.
1 and
I'm
4.
trying to remember.
All right, I'm gaining. I'm 1-1. I'm at the 8 and 15.
Jesus. Yeah.
Oh my God. You're 8
It's horrible.
15?
I'm trying to think who else I had last night. It's irrelevant. It was just bad. I am an unimpressive 16 and 22, but I got 1, 2, 3, 6 things today. Plus, I lost a big live bet on the Lakers, who hurt my feelings last night. So, not a good day for me last night all the way around.
I'm
Pretty
sorry,
bad, actually.
Brain. 8 and 15,
worst
16
things.
and
I got
22.
0 and 6. So I'm 8 and 9 in my last 17. I'm getting there. I'm getting my grooves. I'm getting my footing.
Yeah, well.
All right.
I feel. Oh, have you guys, Anthony? Have you heard anything on Christopher Sanchez? By the way,
No, we're waiting to find out. That forearm soreness.
I feel like that goes bad 98.6% of the time.
I know.
That's what everybody's saying.
I know. Elbow.
Yep.
I know. We're
Yeah,
praying.
I mean,
You
that's
can't
an
lose
injury. I don't think they
Sanchez.
can afford.
Like
to
I
have.
know you got Painter coming, but the strength of this team is rotation.
Rangers coming.
Yeah, well, unless Aaronola comes back to, again, I don't know. I don't know. Is he going the Patrick Corbin route? I don't know.
You're smarter than that, Brain. He had a good 6 innings. He should have been done after 6 innings. The bullpen's bad. They threw him out for 1 inning more than he should have had. He's 6 innings, 2 runs. You got an issue with that against the Mets?
No, but I kind of have a
Brain's down.
Kind of had a
Yeah,
bad
man. I
feeling
don't
on
like
it. I
this
don't know.
Brain.
Brain's down, but I never see the brain
I'm
down.
hoping he's great. I'm just saying, look, Luzardo was a great trade, but Sanchez is a big part of this team. Like that's
know,
not.
yeah.
I'm not just gonna dust that off. Like, oh, not a big deal. I think it's a massive deal.
Yeah.
Well, let's not get
Like,
there
I think
yet.
that's a game.
Right now, it's just soreness.
All right.
All right. I hope you're right. Listen, I would feel so bad for him as a person because, like, anytime a pitcher gets hurt and they haven't gotten paid yet, I always just feel so bad knowing the work these guys put in. And, and he was,
He's paid.
he stays
He
healthy.
signed
This
his
guy
deal.
would get a $100 million contract.
All right.
Hope he's okay.
What we got tonight?
What do we got?
Taking the Phillies. Absolutely taking the Phillies tonight. Zach Wheeler basically around to pick him against David Peterson. Now, I know Peterson's had success. I get it. This is just a game I'll sleep like a baby if it loses. I feel like I have one of the best pitchers in the world at a pick. I'm going to take my chances.
I'm going to go same game. I'm parlaying Bohm and Casty to get hits. Pays 115.
Bohm, Casty to get hit.
1 hit each.
All right.
Over a half a hit each.
Okay. I'm going to take, I have a bunch of baseballs up there. I'm going to take Pittsburgh Pirates, interesting. And the 5-inning line, I'm going to take Andrew Haney, who's pitched quite well. He's actually pitched well for about a year and a half against Jack Kakonowicz. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing his name right. But the guy on the Angels stinks, has an ERA over 8. He's never been good. I'm going to take a half run on the 5-inning line. I'm going to lay about $1.15, which is nothing. I think Pittsburgh's going to win the game through 5 innings. I have no interest in their bullpen, but through 5 innings, there's a very good chance that game is going to be tied. And guess what? If it's tied 2-2, 1-1, 3-3, I win. I think Pittsburgh wins it without even needing the half run, but I think there's a decent chance it's a tie. I'll take the Pirates. I like that play quite a bit.
Okay.
All right. I've been fading the Dodgers. Worked last night. I'm going to do it one more time. I like Matthew Boyd against. I don't even know who the Dodgers called up today or who they got pitching today. So I'm going to go. Matthew Boyd's been pitching well. I'll go Cubbies over the Dodgers today.
Okay. I'm going to take Bryce Elder, pitcher, Atlanta Braves. We're going to go under 4.5 strikeouts. This guy does not strike anyone out. He's 9-4 his last 13 starts to under 4.5 strikeouts. Facing a Cardinals team doesn't take a lot to begin with. I don't think Bryce Elder gets 5 Ks. Let's take his under.
All right, I'm going over Marlins Reds over 8.5. Alcantara doesn't
Alcantara,
right, and Brady Singer,
yeah,
fine. So I get 9 runs out of that.
Yeah. I'm going to take one of my favorite pitchers, Taj Bradley. We're going over 15.5 outs. He's 16-7 to that number his last 23 starts. Not a tough matchup against Arizona, but I think Taj gets into the 6th inning.
What's Wheeler's outs?
18.5.
I mean,
they never give you
him as long as they can.
I would
they
take the over.
They never give you 17.5. Yeah, well, 17.5 would be free. Like he always gets 18. It's just, the artificial thing of when there's 18 outs, do the pitcher set him out there for that 7th inning?
I think they need to do it.
But it's a big game for the Phillies.
Unless his pitch count's crazy, I think they need to send him out there.
Yeah.
Look, he's incredible. I mean, Zachary, when I look at it, his outs, what he's been 18.5. Anthony is 15-15 his last 30. So it's been like a 50-50 bet.
Yeah.
But just to show you the difference, 17.5 outs, he's 25-5.
Wow. Yeah.
So that 1 out is worth everything.
Yeah.
Just because it's an artificial thing, which I never understood it, but whatever.
Yeah.
That's just how the game is now.
All right. Is that anything
I got 2 NBA.
Yeah, what do you got?
I got 2 NBA. Got 2 good things, I think. Donovan Mitchell, over 4.5 assists, Cleveland Cavaliers, guys. 23-7, averaging 5.6, taking over 4.5 assists. And this one, now again, this is either the best bet of all time or I'm just not seeing it. And I just think there has to be an overreaction. I'm not going to write a guy off based off one bad game. DeAndre Hunter averaged 17 points a game this year. 17. Let me say that again. He averaged 17, not 5, not 9. He averaged 17. Okay. He's 58-7. I actually got over 7.5, but it's up to 8.5. I still like the 8.5.
Oh my God.
Over 8.5 points. Like, again, maybe he's just based off one game. He's now Markelle Fultz. I can't give him that kind of punishment and banish him.
He scored when he was in Atlanta.
He scored everywhere. Again, 8.5. Again, it was 7.5. Now 8.5. But I think it's far too much of an overreaction. Now, again, he only played 16 minutes. He shot 0 for 4. He scored 0.
Yeah.
But again, are they just going to say he's trash based off one game? I bet it. I'm taking over 8.5 points.
I like it. All right, Brayton. No, hockey. Hockey's the best. Hockey's fun.
Hockey is fun. It wasn't fun for me last night. The Tampa Lightning got destroyed, which did not make me happy last night.
Poor thing, man. You got crushed.
Defending champions Panthers look good.
Oh, jeez. All right, brother.
You got to ask Mike on deck. You got to come up another list of some players from old times after we did last time. Nailed every one of them.
Yeah, Sielski got every player.
He was a genius.
He destroyed VG in the game.
Well, I mean, he's a nice clean.
I may have to try to come up with something like he's a real opponent. He's like a real opponent.
All right,
I don't even know if I can even get him a warm.
After the draft, like once the draft settles down, and we're gonna have a lot of time, right? I'm gonna do a weekly game between you and Mike. All right,
that'd be a good one. I think
come up with guys.
Contest.
All right, and they will span all sports: college football, hockey.
Okay.
All right. Baseball. Right. We'll do it all. All right.
I'm looking forward to it because he will be a very worthy challenger.
Yeah, Mike's sharp. Mike's really sharp. He's sharp. All right, Brain.
All right, guys.
Good luck
appreciate
tonight.
You'll
get him tonight.
Tomorrow. Be good, guys.
All right, buddy. There he is, the Brain.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are both down.
I've been a little hotter than him lately. We'll see.
All right, let's welcome the fellas back and appreciate their patience because we love them. Our fellow ink stain wretches, the editor, Pat McLoone, and the writer, Mike Sielski. Hello, gentlemen.
Hey, cuz, how you doing?
Michael, Anything new in the book?
I am in Austin, Texas right now, going through Irwin Winkler's archive, the producer of the movie, producer of Rocky. Interesting stuff, cuz interesting stuff. I have looked at an earlier draft of the Rocky script. And all I'll say is that version of the movie would have been a lot edgier and a lot more incendiary than the one that everybody is familiar with.
Wow. Oh my God, I can't wait to read this. Pat, you know this project that he's working on, Pat. This project is awesome. It's the real story behind Rocky.
I know it well. Mike doesn't mess around. I mean, he doesn't just come up with an idea and write it. The great thing about anything Mike does is the background and the reporting and everything he puts into it. And that's exactly what he's doing now. So I know it'll be great.
Can you give us one tidbit?
Thanks.
One tiny nugget.
Yeah. So there was going to be a scene in the movie in which Gazzo, the loan shark character and Rocky's mentor, gives him a psych-up speech before the fight with Apollo. And he references, let's just say, some ethnic pride as being on the line. And there's a racial component to it. And as I said, it would have been much edgier.
Wow.
And maybe even a little problematic had this version of the movie come to be.
Wow. I bet. And remember the sensibilities of the times.
Right, exactly.
Yes. Oh, my God. Interesting. I cannot wait to read. This book is going to be amazing. I mean, it's going to be incredible. You probably are, your eyes are going, I can see how wide they are just looking through all this stuff.
It's great. It's been the most fun part of the whole project is doing the research, is doing the, you know this, Pat knows this. Anybody who writes for a living knows this. The fun part is the detective work.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
And Austin, Texas seems an unlikely place to be able to unearth this stuff, Mike.
Yeah. So Irwin Winkler, the producer, donated Pat all of his notes and scripts to the University of Texas's film school. So I flew down here yesterday morning, went over to the special collections room in their library yesterday. I had planned everything ahead of time. And I spent a couple hours there yesterday. I'm going to spend a couple more hours there tomorrow, or today, I should say.
That's awesome. Now you'll come back for the draft tomorrow?
Yep. Yeah, I'll be at the NovaCare Complex Thursday night.
There it is. Look at that. Mike. All right, Pat, take it away for us, and then let Mike and I and VG kind of react to what you're going to do.
All right, let me try to roll through this quickly. What I've done, which I was assigned by Anthony, was to try to look at the 1-2 picks of the teams in the NFC East over the years. And what I'm going to do real quickly is try to get consensus on the best pick of the four at each position or the worst. And this was from 2000 on, okay? Quarterback, we're going to go Eagles, Washington, New York, Dallas. So it's going to be Jalen Hurts, Jaden Daniels, Eli Manning, Quincy Carter.
Well, we know
Let's agree that the first is Quincy Carter.
We know who's fourth. So you got to go. Well, the Eli Jalen, man. You got to go. Do you have to go Eli?
No, you go Jalen Hurts.
All right.
You have to go Eli.
What?
No, you got to go Eli. The guy won 2 Super Bowls and is probably going to be a Hall of Famer.
I know. No, he's right.
Hurts should have won 2 Super Bowls. He was the MVP of 2 Super Bowls, basically, and he might have 2 more coming. Come on.
Yeah,
Eli's
I get
got
it.
A helmet, a ball stuck in a helmet face mask for one of his big plays.
No, listen, I agree with you, VG, but to Mike's point,
this is why I love Mike, but this is where he's provocateur Mike. He's going to poke us with Giant stuff. He's poking us with Giant stuff.
VG, there's nothing provocative about saying that a guy who stabilized the most important position in sports for a franchise for 15 years is ranked higher and won 2 Super Bowls. He's probably going to go to the Hall of Fame.
He's like Trent Dilfer. He's on a good team.
No, he's not like Trent Dilfer. No, he's not at all like Trent Dilfer.
Mike is being objective, Mike. So we need that clear-eyed
He's like Joe Buck objective. I don't like it.
Listen,
right. Jalen Hurts.
Is the chat freaking out now? The chat going to freak out? We hate objectivity in Philadelphia.
No, they're not bugging out yet.
Running back.
Tough room.
Antonio Gibson, Saquon Barkley, Ezekiel Elliott.
Wait, one more time.
Running back: LaShawn McCoy, Antonio Gibson, Saquon Barkley, Ezekiel Elliott. We agree that the Antonio Gibson's the worst.
Yeah, you got to go Saquon number 1, and then it's Shady versus Zeke. That's a good one. All right, let me go to you, Mike. Keen eye.
There he goes.
Look, Shady's a more complete back. I take Shady.
My man. All right.
He's right.
He's correct there.
No, but that's exactly
that's objective Mike being correct.
He's correct there.
He's always correct.
Now, I got 3 different receivers. I mean, for the purposes of time, we might not do the line play. But
we can do it. Listen, Pat.
Go overtime, Pat.
We got time. Relax. You're good.
He's stressing us out.
We're good, babe. Like, you relax.
Okay, wide receiver. Deshaun Jackson, Jahan Dotson, now an Eagle, Malik Neighbors, CD Lamb.
Wow. All right. You got to go CD Lamb 1. You got to go.
Deshaun 2.
Deshaun Jackson or Malik Neighbors. I think just because Neighbors had 1 year in him,
you got to go.
You got to
Deshaun
put
2.
Jacks ahead of him.
Yeah, Deshaun 2, Neighbors 3.
Dotson 3. He's got a Super Bowl. Come on. Guy, Neighbors, there's nothing up there. He's a ball hog on a bad team.
He's a great player, though, Neighbors. No, but Deshaun
you know what's interesting, though?
Too.
You know who should be number 3 is Devontae Smith.
Well, he's coming up. There's 3 receivers.
Okay.
He's on another receiver group. Here we go with that. It's Devontae, Josh Doxson, not to be confused with Jahan Dotson, Steve Smith, not to be confused with the Steve Smith, and Antonio Bryan. I think Devontae's the best of that group.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Slim Reaper.
One other receiver group. Jeremy Maclin, Rod Gardner, Odell Beckham, Dez Bryant.
Wow. It's a fight for 3rd and 4th because you got to go Beckham 1, Dez 2, I guess Maclin 3, Gardner 4.
Yeah, Dez over Odell? Yeah.
Odell 1.
Yeah,
Odell won a Super Bowl.
Odell, yeah, it's not even close.
All right.
Yeah, Odell was great.
Tight end, Zach Ertz, Jordan Reed. We had to slink to the 3rd round on that. So it's Zach Ertz, Jordan Reed, Jeremy Shockey, Gavin Escobar.
Wow.
Ooh. Oh, man.
I guess you got to go Ertz. Longevity? Still playing?
Yeah, that's the thing. Shockey at his best is probably the best of the bunch.
Right.
Did he play long enough?
He didn't play. He flamed out quick.
Yeah.
Gavin Escobar. I remember. Damn.
I don't remember that.
He was a boss.
It makes me happy to say that Gavin Escobar is the worst, but that's a inside joke. That's an inside joke that makes Mike cover his eyes. Okay. Left tackle, moving on. Left tackle, Andre Dillard, Brandon Scherf, Andrew Thomas, Tyron Smith.
Well, the Sheriff was number 1.
Eagles are going to get a W here for worst.
Yeah. The only guy that Jeff Statling couldn't coach up.
Yes.
Great point. Yep.
Yes. Yeah, Sheriff is 1.
Okay. Left guard. And I thought that it'd be hard to beat the Eagles guy out here, but I think he might be. Landon Dickerson, Chris Samuels, Chris Snee, Zach Martin.
Wow.
Ooh.
Chris Snee with the worst.
Yeah. Man.
Zach Martin's got to be the best, right?
I agree.
Samuels was.
Hate to put him over
By the way,
Dickerson, but I think
Samuels
that's
was
the
a
move.
great player.
Yeah.
I think you got to go Samuels 1, Zach Martin 2.
Boy, I disagree with that, but I hear you.
That's a deep position, man.
All right.
Okay, center. The recently rich Cam Jordans, Keith Ishmael, John Michael Schmitz, and Frederick, the Cowboy center.
Oh, Jingleheimer Schmidt's last. I haven't even heard of that dude.
I think
You got me out of here with that guy.
John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Yeah, I'm
His
out
name
on
is
that
my
guy.
name, too.
Where'd that
I
come
think
from?
that Keith
I don't know what
Ishmael
that is.
was the
Where
worst.
did that Jingleheimer, John? Where did that come from? That
It's just one of those songs you learn when you're a kid.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a song.
Is it a real song?
Yeah, it's like, yeah,
You know.
kid song.
It's a real song.
Yeah, John Jacob Jingleheimer
Yeah,
Schmidt.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Whenever
the only
we
song
go out,
apparently the VGs sing on this
John
show.
Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. No.
We got Pat singing now.
Yeah.
Now playing at Parks Casino. Pat McLoone.
Opening for the Cosettes.
I've sung in an Irish pub before. I wasn't the best guy there, but I wasn't the worst. I feel that we have an acclaimed author here, and we're talking about John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. What's going on around here?
See, you're naming these guys. What's going on is you're naming these names.
I don't know.
No
I was-
idea who they are.
Well, first of all, Irish people are good singers, by the way.
Yeah, of course. It's genetic. I mean, look, we got Fraser over here.
Yeah, I think there's something with the Irish where they sing well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would totally agree with
Right.
that. It's like a just natural like melody or something or
Yes.
harmony or something.
Yeah. How about you, Mike? Can you sing? Can the Polish sing? Mike's
Well,
frozen.
conveniently froze up there. Yeah. Sure.
All right, how about Jurgens or Frederick? Which one there?
Jurgens.
Okay. Right guard, Isaac Ciamalo, Josh Laribius, Will Hernandez, or Andre Giroud?
I'll go with
Amphibious? Who the hell? Who's that?
I know.
you making these up.
Amphibious?
Pat, you making these up.
I think
Nope.
we win another one. Say Malu,
Yes,
man.
I
Yeah,
think
man.
so, too.
Isaac.
Where's Mike?
Right tackle, Lane Johnson, Trent Williams, Justin Pugh, Tyler Guyton.
Wow.
That's slam dunk, right?
Well,
Although Trent Williams is good.
Trent Williams is great. I go Lane because Lane's everything to us. Trent Williams is great play. He's a borderline Hall of Famer.
Well, Lane is a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got to go Lane.
Yeah.
Trent's legit.
Like
Even I know that guy.
Like Lane's 1 and Trent's 1A.
All right, then we go with 1A 3 4.
Dude, Mike, you froze. Can you sing?
Yeah, I'm good. Can I sing?
Yeah.
I'm actually
now.
not now, but yeah, I can actually. I'm in a neighborhood band actually, and I'm the singer.
Whoa!
Whoa.
What is the name of this band?
The Beatles, Beetles.
You got to send
Wait.
stuff over so we can play it.
You guys on
Oh,
Bandcamp?
absolutely.
Are you on Bandcamp or Spotify?
No, I got it. No, nothing like that. I got a next door neighbor who plays the drums. I got a guy down the block who plays the keyboards. Another guy down the block plays guitar, and I attempt to sing.
Wow! Look at that.
What's your genre?
Yeah.
Oh, 60s, 70s, 80s rock. Like we do a killer version of The Wait by the band.
Oh.
Dude, well, you know, VG is he's a manager.
Yes, I am.
He puts on his, boogie shoes. I could hear him earlier.
Yes. Got a couple pairs of boogie shoes.
By the way, wow, that's awesome.
That is
I
awesome.
freaking
Wait, where
love
do
that,
you
Trust
guys,
me, we're a long way from needing a manager.
do you
Trust
play
me.
out? Do you like play in local bars?
No, nothing like that.
Okay.
We play in a
Well, get you some
buddy's,
gigs.
garage.
All right.
Well, we got to get you some gigs,
Mike
man.
Sielski, a garage band guy.
I like it. By the
Yeah.
way,
See?
we are
Surprising.
in overtime here on the
Yeah,
program.
we gotta.
Overtime.
And to get you at
Overtime.
Nicky Lopez, a new place on South Street I can get you at. We can get you a few places.
Trust me, we are not anywhere at that level, VG. It's mostly just fun amongst a bunch of friends.
There's a lot of bad local bands out there. You'd be surprised.
All right, Pat.
From VG to BG, defensive end, Brandon Graham, Chase Young, Jason Pierre-Paul, or Lawrence. I'm not sure what the guy that's now in Seattle.
DeMarcus Lawrence, yeah.
Marcus, yeah.
BG 1, Pierre-Paul 2, DeMarcus Lawrence 3.
Yeah, I would go with that too.
Yeah.
A lot of the worsts winding up in Washington. Defensive end, PHL zone, Vinny Curry, because I had to move Nolan Swift, the linebacker, to make a team. Vinny Curry, Montez Sweat, Kayvon Thibodeau, or Micah Parsons.
We know who won.
All right.
We know who's won. It's between.
Does Vinny get graded on the PHLY curve here?
Absolutely.
Yes.
He's going to need it because I think he might come in fourth there, as good a career as he had.
Whoa.
Well,
Yeah?
Sweats too. And Thibodeau has the chance to be really good.
There's a chance. Who knows what happens? Curry 3. Come on.
Defensive tackle, Fletcher Cox, Jonathan Allen, Dexter Lawrence, Marcus Spears.
Damn.
Pretty good.
Go ahead, Mike. I'll give you honors.
Say that again, Pat. Give me that again.
Fletcher Cox, Jonathan Allen, Dexter Lawrence, Marcus Spears.
Wow. Oh boy. All of them tied for first. I mean, literally, like they're all really, really good players. I don't know how you separate them.
Well, Spears is 4. And then and the other ones are 1A, B, C. Jonathan Allen maybe 1.
Yeah, I mean they're all so good, and you know, Fletch maybe for longevity.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, Jalen Carter, Deron Payne, Linval Joseph, Mozzie Smith.
Wow, I love that. Carter all day, baby. It's not even close.
You can put Carter in there just for that sack against the Rams in the playoffs last year. Like there was not a bigger play for the Eagles in the playoffs last year than that sack.
Yeah. Linebacker, Nolan Smith, LeVar Arrington, Aziz Alajuri, or DeMarcus Ware. Ware's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah. DeMarcus Ware, LeVar.
Yeah.
3 or 4 after that. Who cares?
Yeah.
Olajuri gets the W for worst. One more linebacker, Michael Kendricks, Brian Arapko, Ozzy Omenuri, or Sean Lee.
Wow. Sean Lee.
The best guy.
Sean Lee was really good.
In NFL history. That Sean Lee was always hurt.
He was really good, but you're right, he had concussions. Omenuri would be 1.
Yeah, OC's got to be 1. Kendricks is 4th.
Yeah, and Arapko.
Yes, I agree with that.
I loved Arapko coming out of Texas, and he never really. He was okay, but he was never good, like really good.
Dude, for so many years, Washington was the place where careers went to die.
Yes,
I mean, it just anybody who was good there would have been twice as good anywhere else. It's crazy.
Cornerback, Quinyon Mitchell, Carlos Rogers, Aaron Ross, Roy Williams.
Dude, I'm going Quinyon after 1 year.
Yeah, I think so.
Super Bowl champ.
Where you go?
Yeah, I put Roy Williams probably 2nd. I think I still have that vision of him intercepting that.
Yeah.
Well, didn't he marry Kelly Rowan? You know, you gotta give him some points there, don't you?
Yes.
You do.
You know, you marry a member of Destiny's Child, you're doing all right.
Yes.
Lito Shepard, LaRon Landry, Eli Apple, Terrence Newman.
I mean, Apple was okay. he kind of made his way around the league a bit. We had a long career. Who was the fourth one?
Terrence Newman.
He was good.
Lito, LaRon Landry, Eli Apple, Terrence Newman.
Wow.
I'm going with LaRon Landry because I covered him when he was with the Jets, and he was gigantic. Like, he was one of the most legitimately scary people I've ever covered in pro sports.
Really?
And yeah, I wouldn't want to get on his bad side.
Wow.
He was jacked like nobody could be jacked. It was crazy.
They were all pretty good.
I thought Eli Apple could be a bum at times.
Yeah.
A bum.
I love Pat.
I've been a bum.
Pat tried out the bump. But he played a long time, played for a lot of teams. Put Apple as the worst. Newman was pretty good.
There you got it.
Yeah.
Sheldon Brown, David Amerson, Deontay Banks, and Diggs from the Cowboys.
So Diggs is one.
Yeah, Sheldon too.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm not even sure who David Amerson is, so he's the worst.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a good one, believe it or not. Brian, it'll come out the Eagles' way, I think. Brian Dawkins, Mike Sanderstill, who's currently with Washington and had to be moved, Xavier McKinney, Morris Claiborne.
Wow. Yeah, Dawk for one, without a doubt. But
the gap
Claiborne
between
and
Dawk and the
McKinney
other
were
three.
good.
Yeah. They were okay.
The Giants have two glaring things here of great players that they don't have anymore in Saquon and McKinney.
Yeah, it's true. That's a good point. I love this exercise. Pat coming up strong.
Yeah, he always comes up strong.
And the last one, boys, we had to move him positionally. Cooper DeJean, Sean Taylor, Landon Collins, and Joseph. I forget his first name. I can't understand
Linville
my
Joseph?
writing. No.
No, he was a lineman.
Kavan, I think it is. Joseph. He's last. We know that because we don't even know his name. And then you're looking at Cooper DeJean, Sean Taylor, Landon Collins. You got longevity, a life cut short, and a 1-year guy.
Yeah. I mean, I think you got to go.
Yeah, I mean,
you got to go Collins.
Yeah, and Sean Taylor was great.
He was great. God rest his soul. He was amazing. And then Cooper will be the best of the bunch.
Yeah, I agree.
I love Cooper.
Well, let's the
What,
Eagles then
VG
wind
already
up-
got him. VG's already got him in the Hall of Fame.
I mean, I mean, it's the eye test, Mike. Have you seen him play? Come on. Simple eye test.
Well, the Eagles wind up with 9 of the 22. That's not bad. 3 to Washington. 4 to the Giants.
You using an
And
abacus?
5 to Dallas.
Is your slide rule working back?
I got to go to my abacus to get these things here.
Pat, did you hear what he said?
Yeah, my slide rule, yes.
Need a Texas Instruments graphing calculator to figure out who drafted better.
Oh my God!
I just needed that for the cosigns and stuff.
All right, last thing, boys. What do we want to see the Eagles do tomorrow night? And then for the rest of the draft. But start with tomorrow night. Pat, answer that question first.
I would love to see them come out with some guy to give Nolan Smith and Hunt some kind of help with the rush. I would love that. But at 32, there might be somebody that slides that they just love somewhere else. But I'd love to see it another edge rusher that helps.
Michael?
Yeah, I agree with that. It would not surprise me if they moved up. I know Z-Berm has made this point too, but the fact that Howie admitted that they don't have 32 guys with first-round grades, and the fact that they have so many picks tells me that Howie's going to be looking to be aggressive to try to get to one of those guys. and I think Pat's 100% right. When you have Vic Fangio running your defense, and the core of that philosophy is you've got to get pressure with 4, you're going to need another guy to help you get pressure with 4.
Yeah. Would you be opposed to trading up for, say, Green, who's got some, issues?
I would not. It's funny though, Ant. We talk a lot about how the Eagles are able to bring in guys with quote unquote troubled pasts because of the culture of the locker room. How many of these guys can they bring in before it starts to tip the other way? And I don't know. Look, I don't know the ins and outs of Green.
Here, that's all that
Yeah,
matters.
exactly. But they apparently, I've heard you say this too, that they feel like they won't be taking too much of a chance if they go after him. I think that's what's most likely to happen, or at least would be the most beneficial thing to happen for them Thursday night.
Yep. All right. In totality, Pat, what do you want to see the whole?
In totality, what I would like is to have 2 guys come out of it that are starters for the Eagles for the next 8 years.
All right. Any positions you're looking at?
If they come out of it with an edge rusher and somebody who eventually somebody that could challenge Sidney Brown and beat him out next to Blankenship, or maybe turn it into Sidney Brown and the new guy with Blankenship being your third, that would be ideal for me.
Mikey?
Offensive line. I think I got to be honest, Dan. I think the results of last year's draft spoiled a lot of people. It's really rare that you get a Quinyon Minshall and a Cooper DeJean who are that good right away. Usually if a draft is successful, you're going to end up with a player more like Nolan Smith, who needs a year under his belt and then develops by the end of his second season. So to me, I'm looking at what is the foundation of their success. It is the offensive line. He's great, but you got to think about what's coming after Lane. And you still have to think about depth down the road, even though they've got a bunch of guys locked in. So I'm looking at offensive line.
Interesting. Nobody said tight end.
That was right behind safety with me, but Mike really nails it with the offensive line. I mean, the crux of the Eagles is, they just need to keep feeding that beast. But listen, I'd be happy. It sounds like, Goddard's not long for the world. Could they wind up getting a edge rusher and a tight end to replace him? I don't know.
Well, I got to tell you, you boys are the best. I love this. This is such a great segment. Thank you. Be careful, Mike, on your travel back from Austin.
Thanks, cuz.
Enjoy the treasure hunt. I can't wait to find out what else you found. Pat, put yourself a big Guinness tomorrow. All right?
I will. And big music scene down there, Mike. Let us know if anybody spots you, not for being the author and columnist, but for being the Upper Dublin Musician of the Year.
The vocalist, yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. Thanks, boys.
All right. See you guys.
See you now.
How about Mike being a singer?
That's wild, man. I would have never expected that.
Never. God bless. All right, time now for the Rite Aid back in the day moments.
We're going back. We're going back. We're going back in the day with Rite Aid. Yeah!
Now we like some good stone breaking amongst friends. So Baker Mayfield's got some funny friends on draft night. This was him on draft night while the TV crew and everything was waiting around. I love these guys. This buddy who.
There is John Dorsey hydrating for the most.
Why would you do that? You're such a jackass. What do you say? Zach calls me.
Blow up his phone while he's waiting to get drafted. It's good stuff.
That's good stuff. That's awesome, man.
That's funny joshing around, man.
That's good stuff. I love that. That's fantastic. All right, boys.
It's good to have you back, man.
Good to
Nice
be
to see
back.
you
I missed
upright.
you
Yeah,
guys.
man.
Yeah.
Missed you guys.
Missed
All right.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
All right. I'm going to go back home to bed.
Rest up so you're 100% for draft day.
Dude, I can't wait. We're going to have some fun tomorrow.
I'm
We
bringing
got
some
good
meats.
stuff.
I'm getting some meats for draft day.
We
Got some
need to do
steaks coming in.
Yeah, we need to do something.
We need
fun.
some meat.
You're right.
Draft steak. Yeah.
Should we get some steaks tomorrow?
Yeah, we get some steaks.
Call Skinny Joey.
Yeah.
Get some
That
Skinny
steaks are
Joes
great.
tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. We'll do that. All right, everybody. Have a great day. We love you. Phillies, what do you think?
Yeah, I think they win today.
All right.
Yeah.
Wheeler, Frage.
Yeah, I think they're gonna get it. I think they're gonna win. Yeah.
All right.
Complete game, hopefully.
I need like a Phillies. I need to feel better about the Phillies.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not fun right now.
We need it. We need it.
Yeah. All right, everybody. We love you. Have a great day. We'll see you in the morning.